Oh, I see it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are moving here at JAKIB Sports, bitches. Happy Football Friday to you. How's that not the greatest phrase in all of American sports? Football Friday. Not a stupid NBA Friday. Not a major, even though I love the Major League Baseball World Series Friday. I do. Hey, by the way, college football on Saturday is going to be off the charts. We are packed to the gills today. So to get in line here today is going to be kind of tough for you guys because we're going to go over all the stuff. Obviously, we're going to give you our thoughts on Sundays. Monster movie. It is Lions as they invade Lincoln Financial to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. This is old school, dude. These are two old school NFL teams playing in some cold weather in the fall in the Northeast. Let's go. All you need is Franklin Field, really. I mean, you got it. This is it. This is old school NFL. This is like old NFL, NFC. This is all you want here, man. This is great stuff. Do me a favor. First 15 minutes, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Super chats go to the top. I cannot wait. Dude, the college football on Saturday is going to be off the charts too. There are a lot of elimination games. I think Georgia plays Texas. Navy plays USF. There's some other college football games in that mix. We'll get to the legendary Philly Godfather at 5:30. We will talk with him. Always a favorite segment of mine each and every single week. So here's what we have today. Ready? Lomas Brown missed yesterday, so he's with us at 3:30 Eastern time today. The legendary potential Hall of Fame player who's up for consideration this year, played over 20 years in the National Football League, 3 decades of football he played, and he's part of the broadcast team for the Lions, will be with us at 3:30. At around 3:45-ish, our guy Xander will step in, give us his thoughts on Sunday's game. The legendary, and backed by popular demand, the King of Chicago, Mike North, will be with us. That'll be at 4:30. And as we mentioned, our friend, the Philly Godfather, will be with us at 5:30. Hit that like button. A lot of drama this week. A lot of drama. And I always start the Fridays off with, give me some scores for Sunday's epic Lions and Eagle game. Game that we've been waiting for 2 years for this thing. By the way, this is Vic Fangio versus that very talented Detroit Lions offense. It's a great football game. There's a lot of talent on this field come Sunday. I think these two football teams have been waiting for this moment. These two teams might actually be the two best teams in the National Football League right now. Some would say the Rams are in that conversation. Okay? Lions, 28. Eagles, 20. Wow. Lions, 34. Eagles, 13. Is anybody picking the Eagles? Here we go. 31-28. Philadelphia Eagles. 28-23. Birds. Kyle, 24-17. Sue, come on. Give me what you think here, man. 24-21. Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. I think we're getting closer here. This guy must be a fascist. He's got it backwards. 27-33 Eagles. Okay. He must be a communist. It's backwards, but all right, I got it. 42-24 Philadelphia Eagles. Seals Lions are going to possibly be without Laporta. Teron Arnold, and 2 other important starters. Watch this. Alfredo, I agree with you. But, hey, don't do that. Oh, good. One of their players are out. Hey, that means I don't have to prepare the same because you don't have Laporta. I don't give a fuck who you line up. I care about, if I'm the Eagles, I care about me playing to the best of my ability. And who's ever in front of me, so be it. If it's Laporta, fine. If it's not, does it matter who's lining up in front of the Philadelphia Eagles? I know what you're saying. I get it. That's a part of that offense that relies on that seam play and going across the middle of the field. I totally get it. Okay? You're right. But if you're the Eagles, and what good coaching does is they tell you, don't worry about what's in front of you. Worry about you, and then go out and play. Because sometimes what people do, oh, that guy's not playing. They play down to that person that's in front of them. And they don't keep that level of excellence that they have because Laporta's not in front. I'm not saying you're saying that, but you're right. Those are key players that are being missed. No. I'm not suggesting that you didn't know that. But you're right. As the Lions on their side, but here, Alfredo, how many times have you heard me say this? Hey, welcome to the NFL. It's the war of attrition, my friends. I don't really give a shit that Teron Arnold and Sam Laporta are out. I don't give a shit. That has no bearing on how I'm going to look at this game. Except, like you said, it's a lack of talent on that side of the football. Okay, I agree. Birds, 21-17, how you doing? We're finishing 11-7 or 10-8. No team that disrespects its head coach has a good season. Ooh, distractions. Our defense will keep us in the game. Offense just needs to step up. Detroit has too many weapons. CB2 is going to kill us. Yeah, we're going to drop 200 yards on us. He's talking Gibbs. Look at this one. 48-17. Detroit Lions going to drop almost a 50 burger. Wow, wouldn't that be something if the Lions dropped a 50 burger on the Philadelphia Eagles? They put a 50 burger. So apparently Mr. Laurie was sitting and babysitting at practice and has to babysit at practice now. I'll get to that. I'll talk about what that thing meant. Hey, by the way, what a beautiful thing. And you talk about putting a motion picture together. Here's Bob Lang. Jeffrey, I think it would be a really great idea if you were seen at practice talking to these respected guys. A.J. Brown with Big Dom, with Nick, with Jalen, with Devontae, and with Barkley. The same crew that met in the shithouse at NovaCare and in the parking lot. I think instead of being in the shithouse, I think it would be a better place for us to meet and have everyone see us out on the field. And if you could possibly stand over there, I don't want anybody to take any pictures because then they would assume, and pictures tend to lead to other narratives. So let's not have any pictures. You know the reason there's no pictures, because they didn't want any other narratives being made out of it. They wanted their mouthpiece, John Clark, to have that comment, and they told him to say that. Okay, you know why there's no pictures? That's by design. Okay, that's by design. Hey, listen, we don't want any pictures because that's different narratives. So, hey, Big Dom, you stand here. Like you got everyone together and not me. Because we can't have me, Mr. Revlon, sitting there and, putting everything together like this. Because then it would look like I manufactured this. Because everybody in Philly's stupid, which you're not. Okay? Guy's a fucking moron. To think that people can't make their own assessment on what you're doing out there and that you don't have specialized mouthpieces. Dude, we have the only guy in Philly that has a set of cannolis in John McMullen. And John has a tough job because I'm on his network Okay? And they hate me with all the inches of their life. They can't stand me. And I give it to John, man. He shows up to work taking bullets left and right. And I admire that. Good for him. Good for him. And he's critical of the team. He's the guy that came up with Timu. Love it, man. Hey, John and I disagree all the time. That's the beautiful thing about our channel. You know, unfortunately, you don't have that shit going on at IP anymore. You used to have like decent radio. Me personally, I trust the Eagles in high leverage games a lot more than I do the Detroit Lions. Eagles have been through the wars, and that makes a difference. Absolutely true. Hey, man, when you're in the fire all the time, you know how to put the fire out. When you've never been in the fire, you don't know how to put it out. Go Birds, baby. All right? I think, by the way, not only have you been into wars, I'm not even counting about your past. I'm talking about this year alone. Shit, you just come off of beating Green Bay and a nail-biter 10-7. Hey, by the way, isn't it funny how everybody, including me, but I knew everyone would go down this lane. I don't give a shit you won 10-7. I care you won. Yeah, but how does it look? I know, hey, that's good for sports talk. But as a football guy, I don't fucking care if you win 3-2. It counts the same way if you go 31-30. Does it not? You win a game 31-30. Are you telling me you'd rather have a game 31-30 where your defense gives up 500 yards and 30 points and you win 31-30 and you score all them points and you have all them yards? Who gives a shit? Okay? Sills, missed my super. Josh H. Did I? We did. We will always get to them because you folks fuel the channel. This game will either be a surprise win, really, with a shootout, or an embarrassing loss with us getting waxed. Got to get turnovers to stay in this game. I'm going to give you what I think happens here in a minute. By the way, Xander asked me, who you got, Sills? I'm like, I'll tell you. I got you. I got you, folks. Lions think they're going to come into the link and punk us. Shit. They might get spit on. Hey, Prince, I actually like that kind of fan. I actually like that kind of crowd. You ain't coming into our place thinking that you're going to shit all over us, dude. Even if you win the game, I'm going to shit on you. I dig that. I like that kind of fan base. Sorry. I don't like the guys out in Los Angeles and up in San Francisco that eat fucking cheese and drink white wine spritzers at games and drink little hot dogs with the sticks in them. Any kind of game I go to, I like brats, burgers, and beers and booing, okay? And if that offense sucks in the first quarter, and I don't give a shit what the score is, if it sucks, the Eagles are getting booed. You know why? Because there's an expectation. With all that talent you have, okay? Right? What are you kidding me? You think M. Reyes? Hey, M. Reyes, this guy takes Midol. You know, most of us take Advil. This guy takes Midol for headaches. He keeps a bottle of Midol next to the stand. Where's my Midol? This guy takes Midol. He don't take aspirin. He's not a man. This guy takes Midol. Sills, who got ESP versus Mac? I got Johnny Mac. I know Johnny Mac being co-playing as Mankind in private. Elliot as Buffalo Bob. That's hilarious, Corporate B. How you doing? Sirianni Petula. Claim your headsets. Don't work before kickoff. Hey, they're not working. Hey, the headsets aren't working. You kidding me, M. Reyes? You know, we know, dog. Bro, you got like Midol sitting there at the light stand. Sills, they don't know our fans. They'll boo them. Hey, bro, I don't mind it. Sills, they don't know our fans here. We'll boo them. They live in other states. But by the way, When you boo the Eagles, you're not booing because you hate them. You're booing them because they suck right now. Yeah, right. That's what I would always say. You know what the misconception is about the Eagle fans when they boo the team and they're not doing well? The nation goes, look at that. They can't even they don't even like their own fucking team. That's not what that is. They don't like their shit performance. It's like being at a movie. I don't give a shit if it's Robert De Niro, whomever. Guy gets a shitty performance, he's going to get booed. But they don't hate. Yeah, right. Eagle fans hate their team. One thing I could put down on paper, and I would sign an affidavit. Sills, in your 5 years covering the team, you think Eagle fans hate their team? Absolutely not. I've never met an Eagle fan in my entire fucking life that hates that team. Yeah, but they boo them. So? Hate their team? No. They boo them because they love them. Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, well, you're from the Northeast. What would you know? You guys hug everything. You hug fucking trees out west. I hug a tree. Hug a fucking tree. You guys hug trees. You fucking break. Oh, man. Jalen Hurts better show up Sunday night. Look at this. Yeah. Hard Knocks will reveal everything. I just know it, really. You think that guy, Bob Lang, who orchestrated Jeffrey Lurie being known that he was out on the field. Do you hear Johnny Mack today on Birds 365? Lurie's always at practice. What made this week any different? Because they wanted John Clark from NBC to report that he was there. And John Clark filled in and said, there was a nice meeting. Well, any pictures? No. Any video? No. How do you know they met? Well, because I was told. Well, how would John know how did John know that the owner just didn't come up and say, hey, I got a Thanksgiving party that I got at my house. Why don't you guys stop by? How did John Clark know, not being in the conversation with those men, how did he know what it was about? Where did he come up with that? You think a guy that covers the team is just going to make up? Jeffrey Lurie was talking to the guys, getting them all together with Big Dom. Where the fuck did he get that from? He got that from the PR department of the Eagles. You made that assessment off seeing them and not talking to them? Somebody told him what to say. Hey, this is what we want you to say. They got together on the field. Hey, can we get a picture? No. Don't be M. Reyes and believe everything that comes out of that organization and out of their mouths. Don't ever believe an NFL team. They tell you lies for a reason. Hey, do you guys ever notice why they never break stories locally around here? Who's the last guy to break a local story on the Eagles? Can you tell me, guy? Who was the last guy to break a local story? They contact the national guys. Right? The passing game is so ass. They haven't proven anything to me this year. If the defense can't get to Goff and slow Gibbs down, we're screwed. 42-20 Detroit. Whew. This guy's an Eagle fan. Goff, 400 yards passing. Gibbs, 175 and 3 TDs. You're going to – wait a minute. Jamu, 200 yards. Are you telling me that – wait a minute. Let me add this up here. Jarhead thinks that the Detroit Lions are going to go for 400, 175. Bear with me, Miami math. That's 575, and then another 200. So, Jarhead, are you saying that the Lions are going to put up 775 yards in this game today and 42 points? Okay, let me say this to you. Every coach in that staff should be fired if 775 yards are put up in this game on Sunday. Jarhead, I'm not very smart, and I can barely read. But 400 yards, 175, and 200 is 775 yards. Am I right? I don't know about that one there, Junior. He's the receiver. Okay. Jameson Williams. Okay. I got it. Jameson Williams. Still 775 yards. All right. Here's what I think happens. Okay, hang on. This game will likely determine who gets the number one seed for the NFL playoffs, NFC playoffs, and his team wants us from last year's win or go home. That's right. Last year win or go home. That's correct. Josh, here. Listen what you'll have on the docket if you beat this team. You'll have a win against Detroit, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, LA Rams. The only team you won't have the tiebreaker over is Seattle. So it's going to be imperative that you win a ton of games. Some other team is in the mix now. You know what that team is on getting home field? What team could still get home field advantage? The Niners. They don't play anybody. And they're sitting, if I'm not mistaken, the Niners are sitting at what? Aren't they 6-3 and they get golf back this week? I'm not telling you they're a team to look out for and that can win the Super Bowl. I'm telling you they play nobody. Okay? And the Niners are sitting at 6-4. Okay? They're 6-4. They're still going to be in the hunt. Are they good? I don't think so. I don't. I don't think they are. Because I think they've got too many injuries. They lost Bosa and all that. Gabe. They have a sports bar here in San Jose called Jerseys. It fills out with about 200 Eagle fans every Sunday. Birds fans all over Cali. That's Gabe. That's his super chat, Xander. Gabe, nice job there, man. We appreciate you throwing that bad puppy up to us tier 2, by the way. There you go. Hey, Gabe. Well, I'll tell you what, every single time the Philadelphia Eagles go into SoFi Stadium, they fill the bitch out. That's for sure. Okay? Sills, can you get Tony Dungy? Well, Tony Dungy's been on 3 times. We'll do it again. Hey, Curtis, are you new? A little bit? Coach Dungy's been on already about 3 times. We'll get him on again. Yeah, I've had him. Last couple times I've had him on the Tampa show. I think it's time for him to make an appearance. Talk a little football with us here. So we'll get him on here. Yeah, that's a good idea. I just got to be reminded. Maybe some of you guys should send me reminders over on my X account and tell me, Sills, we need to get this guy on. This coming week, we're going to get Jimmy Johnson and Michael Irvin on for the Cowboy game. Just so you know. Okay, so that will be next week. Sills, can you get Sirianni? No, we tried and Bob Link said no. No, the quote was, why would I put Sirianni on when you were critical of the general manager? I was like, what does the general manager have anything to do with the head coach? Oh, it all goes hand in hand. Oh, I see. So if you talk shit on something, you don't like it. Everybody's off limits? That's the philosophy of the Eagles. Just so you know. If you're critical of anything they say, everybody in the organization's off limits. Well, it's just what it is. Bring on Nick Saban. Have him break down Hurts. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wants to do. All right. We've waited long enough for the anticipated prediction by Big Sills for Sunday's game versus the Detroit Lions. A game that we have been waiting for 2 years. And it's now here at Lincoln Financial come Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. Short work week. You head into this game, the number 1 seed in the NFC. Detroit has wobbled a bit. They've got a boatload of talent on both sides of the football. Their point differential is exceptional. They're 6-3 heading into this game. We're going to go over the advantages and the disadvantages a little bit later on in the program. Actually, we'll do that now a little bit heading in. We'll give you what we're thinking here. Quarterback advantage. Jared Goff. Goff spreads the football around better. Goff's offense is better than the Eagle offense. That's a no-brainer. Goff's offense is better. Jared Goff's offense is better than the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Their run game's better. Their passing game's better. There's no debate. Running back. Running game is better. By far better. This game is giving me 23 San Francisco vibes when we got our shit pushed in at home and the starting of the collapse. Let's not hope for that. You do not have the advantage in the run game. Not even close. Barkley looks like Miles Sanders in Dallas. Tight end. Advantage, Eagles. If Sam Laporta plays, advantage, Eagles. Why? You can't tell me a guy who's questionable to play on Sunday and a non-healthy tight end versus Goddard, because I think those two guys are pretty close. And if one guy's banged up versus the other guy, let alone if the guy doesn't play, massive advantage to that football team. That, to me, is advantage Eagles. And I hope they utilize them. That's a big deal in this game. Dallas Goedert threatening the middle of the field. But then again, the quarterback doesn't throw into the middle of the field. That's not his game. Wide receivers. Advantage. Lions. Why? Wait, Sills. Are you saying the Lions have more talented wide receivers? No. They're more productive than your guys. I'm not telling you they're better. Detroit uses their wideouts better than you. Get this. This guy thinks that the fucking wide receiving and passing game is better and the receivers are better than Detroit's when the wide receiver one has been bitching all fucking week. It's a lie? Well, then you're calling A.J. Brown a liar. Okay? You're calling A.J. a liar then. I'm listening to what your guys are saying too. That's a lie? They're even saying that the wide receivers are not being utilized enough. Jesus, criminy guy. All you got to do is listen to your own fucking players talking. Advantage. Lions. They use their wideouts better. O-line. Lions. Top running game. One of the best passing games. Your run game blows and your passing game blows. Advantage. Lions. D-line. You ain't got a player on that football field named Aiden Hutchinson. They're pretty good across the front. I do think you're better inside. They're better outside. Wait, we got Jalen Phillips. Okay. Great 4 quarters. I know who Aiden Hutchinson is. And the other guy on the other side has 6 sacks. So I think you have advantage inside. They have the advantage outside. Linebackers. I think the Eagles have the advantage here. Man, a year ago, heading into the season, the Eagles had the worst linebacking core in pro football. Now, you may actually have one of the best crews in football. Corners. I don't really think much of Detroit, but CP2 in Philly is a fucking train wreck. Cooper and Q probably give the advantage in the secondary to the Eagles. Okay? Coaching. The greatness of Kevin Patullo versus that defense. Oi, agita, heartburn, everything that could you throw up in an airplane bag will be on display Sunday. You know that airplane bag, you get air sickness? Well, you're going to get Kevin Patullo sickness on Sunday. You need a vomit bag. Vic versus that good offense is going to be the show to watch. So, with all of that being said, Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field, the battle for the number 1 seed in the NFC. Eagles, 28-24 over the Detroit Lions. 28-24. Eagles in a tight one. There you go. I just think this. I think the battle-tested football team is the Eagles. I think the resume speaks for itself. I think the wins and them being able to find ways to win football games. I think you may not see the advantage everywhere in the game, but the advantage that they have is that they know how to win ball games. These players have been conditioned to win games like this. Detroit is going to look at this game like it's a massive game. The Eagles are going to look like this game is another Sunday game because they prepare like this every week for teams like Detroit. They just got through preparing and playing in a tough game. The only thing that scares me is this. Listen, if Laporta was playing, I would still pick Philly. The short work week for me, teams that usually win on Monday night usually lose. Like, let me get the percentage of that. I want to show you this. In teams that win on Monday Night Football, watch this. Teams that win on Monday Night Football, what's the record for that team on Sunday of that week? Okay, so again, it's a recovery thing. The majority of the time, you know, when you look at the percentages, most of the time those teams end up and it's a losing record. They don't win. But this is a different football team. Okay? Believe it or not, I'll tell you one of the greatest people that I watched the game with. I'll be watching it with my wife. My wife's a great football person. She produced my show for over 20 years. So we watched the game. She loves the Eagles. My daughter loves Saquon Barkley, actually, just so you know. Seals Hutchinson said this is a must-win for them. He also said that they have this game circled on their calendar all year. Okay? Maybe that's why he should take and keep an eye on running the football. They got to run the ball. Let me give you the takeaways here. What has to happen? Detroit has to run the ball. They've got to run the ball. If they don't run the ball on this team effectively, and I mean effectively by getting over 150 yards rushing, they're not winning this game. If they get over 150 yards rushing, they're going to be in this to win this thing. Okay? I mean, they've got to go over 150 because that opens it up for play action for golf. Golf is a play action guy. And that's why the number one thing that Vic Fangio is going to do everything in his power. Listen, stopping Ahmad St. Brown, that's not the number one priority. Stopping that run game is the top priority. You've got to win first and second down on defense if you're the Eagles. Got to win it. Got to keep them in third and long. Or at least make third down situations where, keep an eye on this. If Detroit is something like 3 of 14 on third downs, you'll wax them. If Detroit is something like 7 of 14 on third downs, they had a good night. They had a good night. The run, I say this to people all the time. The National Football League was founded in 1920. And the formula for winning has not changed. Stop the run the ball. It's not changed. You may try to dress it up, change it up, do whatever. But if you don't run the ball and can't defend the run, you can't win football games. Shit, I saw Tom Brady throw for 500 yards in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles and lose. You run for 250 yards in a ball game, you're fucking blowing teams out. Look at the Eagles a year ago. They ran teams off the field. Those games were never really close last year. It was never close. Those games were ass beatings. You look back on that, they were absolute ass beatings. The way that they took teams apart. Running the ball is essential in this game for Detroit. Also, I would say this. I'm going to make this comment here about Saquon Barkley and remind me to bring it up with Xander later on after Lomas Brown at 3:30. Okay? If Saquon Barkley only gets 60 fucking yards in this game, that conversation's over with me even asking the question. There's something fucking wrong with the guy. 60 yards, one game all year. If that guy doesn't have a breakout game in this Detroit game, you're losing the ball game. How many more fucking games are you going to go with Barkley not putting together good offensive runs? How many? Okay? No, there isn't. The blocking's been atrocious. The blocking's been atrocious, yet they're great in pass probe. And they give Jalen Hurts more than 3.5 seconds to throw the football, but they suck in the run game. Okay. Yeah. Well, then you don't have a very good. Hey, get this. The blocking's atrocious. It's the same fucking guys as a year ago almost. So the blocking's atrocious. You're paying almost $100 million in offensive linemen. And they're atrocious? Well, then you got a bigger problem than you think. You're paying $50 million. You're paying almost as much money for your two tackles as you do your two wideouts with Mulata and Lane. The left guard makes $22 million. And the center makes $20 million. Well, then you got bigger problems, guy, if you're blocking blows. Don't you see that? You're indicting your own fucking team. If they can't block for Barkley, it's over. You better hope not on Sunday that you got atrocious blocking or you're in trouble. It's not Barkley. Okay? Well, if you can't, you're not going to get any healthier. Isn't it funny? People in here think the offensive line is some magically going to get healthier by the end of the year. Who and how do you look at football knowing full well the later you get into the year, the less healthier you are? I don't drink that old man, white man drink. Rum and Coke? That's like some 70-year-old old guy with a cigarette and a Pall Mall in his mouth. Sorry, Jessica, I don't drink that bullshit. I'm more of a tequila guy. Sills is drinking. I don't drink like that, and I don't drink on the air. Sometimes with some of the shit in here, I should. Jack and Coke? No. I don't do anything with a Coke. Well, not now. I'm kidding. Why are they running Barkley up the gut when there's no opening and getting stopped sometimes behind the line of scrimmage? Mark Trestman was on and he told you why. Okay? They told you why. Because Jeff Stoutland's got more say in the play. Get this. Jeff Stoutland has more say in the play calling of the offense than you think. Trestman told you that. Chills, your great take was last year's running success wore the O-line down. Now at midseason, are they back to form? Hey. No. Isn't it funny? Last week, Barkley had 60 yards rushing. Or no, Monday night, excuse me. He had 60 yards rushing. The offensive line's back. And you're like, after the game, what happened? I didn't think anything happened. I didn't think anything happened. I wasn't shocked. You've got a shitty offense. Packers had 8-9 guys in the box. A lot in that game on Monday night. Hey, Drew, because they don't respect your quarterback. Oh, by the way, I got to say this to you, too. I had a take here. I said that Jalen Hurts would never win if it wasn't for Howie Roseman. Things blown up now on my Twitter page. It's true. If Jalen Hurts didn't have Howie Roseman, he'd be Justin Fields. Oh, shit. He'd be fucking Justin Fields. He'd be throwing them dirt grounders every game. If he didn't have Howie Roseman, no, wait. He'd be Jacoby Brissett. Adoree Jackson, been solid since week 2. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay. Okay, no, he's Trey Lance. I don't think Jalen's Trey Lance. Okay, you need a GM. You mean like Buffalo needs a GM? Cincinnati needs a GM? Wow, finally, an epiphany here from Prince. Some of these really good places that are shitty organizations that got good quarterbacks need a GM. You think Trevor Lawrence sucks to you guys, right? How can you think that Trent Baalke, who was the GM down there for 4 years? How do you think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good quarterback with Trent Baalke? Okay? BIGSILZ. Big Sills. Easy. Truth, justice, in the Big Sills way. One day you'll get it, Prince. Fortunately, I don't think so. You'll be in the same schoolyard with my boy M. Reyes. Unfortunately, sitting there at the little kiddie table. Sills loves that. What ifs? What do you mean, what ifs? I didn't say what if. I said if Jalen didn't have Howie Roseman, he'd be a stiff. There ain't no what ifs in that take, Junior. I don't talk in what ifs. If Jalen Hurts didn't have Howie Roseman, he'd be a stiff. Why can't the quarterback audible to a hot route? because he doesn't know how to throw hot routes. You're making the guy sound like he's Joe Montana. I mean, look at this guy. You should know about being under a table. You're under the Howie Roseman Resolute desk. Howie! Howie! How many times have you been under the Howie Roseman Resolute desk? So they need the same amount of firepower. Hurts right. That's my point, Sills. Being sarcastic. So am I, bro. Good, as long as we're on the same page. Dime bag. Puffing away all day. I like it, bro. Make sure you get a little bit of that Humboldt County with that gray hair and maybe that little bit of that spruce hair. Bowl that bitch up, put it in there, and start hookahing to death. How you doing? Vaping, baby. My boy Dimebag is just vaping away here going, yeah, Sills, I got your ass, brother. He'd be cutting lumber at Home Depot if it wasn't for the talent around. Hey, no. Hey, Dimebag. He'd be out in the back, right? He'd be picking buds out of the hills of Santa Clarita. What's Jalen doing? Yeah, he's picking buds up now in Humboldt County, Northern California. Yeah, he's up there with Aaron Rodgers. They're like a Wahuska clan up there now. He's part of the Wahuskas. Does this guy realize the trading deadline has come and gone? No. Wow, really? Holy shit, you're kidding. The trading deadline has come and gone. You mean we're past November 4th? Up. Look at that. Unbelievable. What an epiphany, dude. Wow. Great take. Thanks for telling me. Holy shit. That guy must be in some sort of like delay. Oh, got you, bro. Wasn't aimed at me. Got it. Trade for Joey this offseason. Joey Burrow. Oh, my God. Joey Burrow with that. Here's Joey Burrow. If Joe Burrow played in Philly, 5,500 yards, Barkley would have like 1,700. A.J. Brown would be like 1,600. Devontae would be like 1,300. Holy shit. Instead, who's the quarterback? Wait, what? Hold on for a second. I got it. I got a new name for Hurts now. This is officially my new designation of my name for Jalen Hurts. Okay, let's see here. Here it is. Bryson Hurts. Bryson Hurts. You know the Army quarterback from a year ago? Bryson Hurts. It's like a dance routine. Watch. If you think about it, how Jalen passes in the pocket, watch. Look what I'm doing. It's like a fucking dance routine. Right? Left. Y. Z. Huh? 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 It's like a fucking dance routine. I mean, since if Burrow was playing in Philly, you would be calling him Injury Bug Burrow. Yeah, probably. Right now, I call him Joe Namath Burrow. It only took one day for Sills to be back on shitting on Hurts. Yeah! It only took AJ one day to shit on Sirianni. Woo! On a football Friday. What do you mean shitting on him? Prince, I picked you to win the fucking game, guy. I said that Detroit pretty much had all of the advantages heading in this game. And yet I picked you to win the football game. Yeah, I shit all over Hurts. 28-24. Congratulations to you, kid. Way to stay on pace with us. Y'all doing all of this clowning. He's going to be our quarterback for the future. We're not getting Joe Burrow. Laughing like a douchebag. Or, I'm sorry. Gotcha. Talk my shit. Where you been, Junior? Burrow can't win with Higgins and Chase. Burrow can't win because he doesn't have a fucking defense, you delusional ass bag. When are you going to get that right? They're 32nd in defense. You will never get that right. Joe Burrow took that shitty organization to a Super Bowl, changed the fucking culture by going to the Super Bowl in Cincinnati. If Hurts was the quarterback in Cincinnati, he'd be Justin Fields. Big Carter game coming up. Yeah. I agree. Hurts going to be working at Wawa in 2 years. Nah, he's got a lot of money, man. Nah, he'll be working down in the Bahamas, down there at like Atlantis. And he'll be like a meet and greeter there at the Atlantis. They're down in the Bahamas. Hey, this is Jalen Hurts. Come on in. We got a lot of seats at the table over here. Play your poker. Be one of them guys, meet and greeters, or in Vegas or some shit like that. Hey, he got a lot of money. He don't need that shit. Seals, if Joe Burrow was in Philly, the organization would have him run off. Probably so. Probably so, man. Yes. Oy vey. Oh. All right, I got a question for you here on your Eagles defense. Okay? Got a question for you. Now, here's a pivotal time right now, so I want you to get your bets in. What was the thing Xander called that defense last year? The no-holes defense. No holes. And it was defense. By the end of the year, will this team be no holes defense too? No holes defense too? Will it be bend but don't break defense? Will it be a turnstile defense? No holds defense too? Bend but don't break? Or turnstile 2? 2023 was turnstile 1. What will it be? Ski mask defense. I might like that. You're robbing people? What are you robbing? Wins? Well, it'll be the, oh shit, it's oh shit, it's the Adoree Jackson defense. It's like the Andrew, I don't know if you guys know what the Andrew Adoree is. It was a boat that sunk. So it's the Andrea Adoree Jackson defense. Yeah. The Andrea Adoree Jackson defense. It actually sunk on its side. Yeah. I think it's right off like fucking Rhode Island or something like that. Yeah. Man, hey, I got one for you. Is it going to be man overboard defense? Is it going to be no holes too? Or bend but don't break? What? Show your old big guy. If Hurts was the quarterback in Cincinnati, they would have a ring because Hurts is a winner. How you doing? If Hurts was in Cincinnati, he would be fucking Justin Fields. Playing on a team. What's Cincinnati's defense? It's got to be 31st. Cowboys are shittier, I'm sure of it. Yeah, right. Hey, well, let me ask you this then, man. Hey, Marsh, let's go with Jalen Hurts' career. The only place that he could possibly replace was Alabama. Why did he lose his job at Alabama, you think? Why do you think he lost his job at Alabama? Marsh, why did he lose his gig? Like, I've never seen a quarterback lose their job and then go into the NFL and be a star and have all the intangibles to be a quarterback in the NFL. Why did he lose his job? They put in a better player. And it was Tua. I didn't ask you. Look at Tua now. I asked you why Hurts lost his job at Alabama. I asked you why Hurts lost his job at Alabama. Why did he lose his job at Alabama? You know why? Because Nick had 2 first-rounders there. Or one was a second-rounder, one was a first-rounder. And he put the better guy in throwing the ball. That's following him to the pros. Difference is, in the pros, you can't do that when you got one guy in the building making $50 million. You don't have another guy on the bench, because if they had another guy on the bench that was a better passer, they'd put him in. Alabama, they did. Get this. No, that's followed him in his career every year when we're talking. Dude, your shitty passing game is still a shitty passing game from a year ago. It's not changed. Saban wasn't wrong. He went on to win a national title. He wasn't wrong. They took they took Hurts out. He went on to win a national title. He went to Oklahoma, did very well, and then when Burrow got him, put 63 on that Oklahoma team. Saban panicked into what? A national title? What do you mean he panicked? They won a national championship doing that. Just talking to my twin AJ, he said he smacked the 2 buddies, Jalen Hurts and Nick, and he's going for 125 on Sunday. You're really saying the reigning Super Bowl MVP has not gotten better since college? You're a moron. Well, your passing game hasn't in 2 years. It has sucked. Why? You've got elite talent. Why has it sucked? Last year, 27th. This year, 26th. You've got bottom feeder passing games. Why? He was a bottom feeder passer at Alabama. Those are facts. No. Hurts hasn't proven shit to me. The team has. Like I said, he won't win if Howie's not on the team. If Howie's not in that front office, they don't have the talent around him, he's not winning. No, a racetrack defense. How are the Eagles, the 4 TD Sills predicted in the 28 score? What is the yardage Sills sees happening? So you want me to map it out, how I see the 28 points. Okay. I think Hurts goes for about 185 throwing the ball. Bend but don't break. Bend but don't break defense with consequence. Oh, my God. Hey, thank you, Kyle. Yeah, that's right. He's at a ton of them games. He'll go for 185. Thanks, Kyle. 2 TDs. $20 yards passing, or 20 yards rushing. That'll be 205 total offense with 2 TDs. Barkley will have 2 touchdowns in the ball game and 125 yards rushing. AJ will have 35 yards receiving on 3 catches. Devontae will have 5 on about 75. And there's your game. You know what? I'll take that down to 50 because I got to get Goddard some touches. So I'll take that down to 50. Goddard has 20 yards and about 3 catches. So there's your output. Hurts 185 passing, 2 TDs, 20 rushing, 205 in total. Barkley, 2 TDs, 125 yards rushing. Laporta may not play. I know, I heard that. AJ, 3 catches, 30 yards. Devontae, 5 catches, 50 yards. Oh, man. Yeah. Goddard, 5 for 60. Good point. Hurts is like Aikman, although not as good of a thrower, but it's a great comparison. But making it all year. New Jersey Maniac, how you doing? I do like Jalen Hurts, but I don't understand how anyone can think he would have the same success in Miami or Cincinnati. Makeup of the whole team matters very much. J Money, don't talk sense in here to people. Don't say that. They think if Joe Burrow plays in Cincinnati, that he should be as good as Jalen Hurts when it comes to wins and losses. Even though he's not on a good team or never been in a good organization. And Cincinnati's really never been a good organization. But the fans in Philly think that Cincinnati should be the same as Philly when they don't have a good owner. They don't have a very good general manager, even though I think Duke Tobin does a nice job at finding talent. They just don't want to pay him. They think that's like, get this. That's like the difference between a guy who starts a company up, who's a great business mind like Warren Buffett. Guy starts the same company up. People think that guy should have the same success as Warren Buffett. You're fucking stupid. Forget another stat. AJ, tweet or stream. I can't do both on it because I don't like fence straddling like that. You know, the only fence straddler we got in here is M. Reyes. You know, he likes sitting on things, especially called the Howie Roseman poll. So let me think here. I'm going to say stream. Okay? What quarterback is winning everything with absolute no help? Josh Allen. 4 targets for AJ would be a monster game. Yeah. Yeah, that's M. Reyes' new name. King Pole Rider. Yeah. Best offense in NFL history with Joe Burrow. Yes, sir. That would rival the greatest show on turf. Where's the Hurt statue? It's in the latrine. I don't mean that. Okay. Duh. Hasn't won anything. Bro, where's that guy? Hasn't won anything. Okay. Nick Foles won a fucking Super Bowl in Philly as a backup quarterback. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. A fucking guy, backup quarterback, won Super Bowl MVP in a Super Bowl and played better in the game than he did. And beat Brady and Belichick. Nick Foles was a backup quarterback. He won a Super Bowl too. Whew. Wow. Tom Brady, he was throwing to Wes Welker. And who? Correct. Who the fuck is Wes Welker? Oh, I got you, Steven. You're right. Gronk was the only real great offensive weapon. Hurts would never take backups and make them stars. Hey, by the way, don't forget Amendola. The guy was a quarterback in college. And I don't even think he was drafted. He threw to another guy by the name of Deion Branch. Deion Branch won the MVP in a Super Bowl, right? Guy signed a big contract and went to Seattle. He was a bum. He was a bum. Wes Welker wasn't good. Wes Welker was a special teams guy in San Diego. Then he was a special teams guy in Miami. And nobody really knew what to do with him. The Patriots traded for him for special teams. Brady made him into a star. I'm not even sure Wes Welker was fucking drafted. Brady had a few seasons with Moss and broke records and never won. Do we honestly believe the coaches are telling Hurts to not throw to open receivers? Don't lead them to hit them in stride? This is fucking nonsense saying it's all about being conservative. Dude, the coaches are... Wait a minute. Dime. The coaches don't call those plays because they don't trust the quarterback. I didn't know that. I did not know that. He was? Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Wait a minute. Amendola and Wes Welker were cut from Eagles training camp? Brady made him into household names. Okay. That sounds about right. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Sills Foles deserved the Super Bowl MVP way more than Hurts did. It's a quarterback award, dude. I thought Jalen played good in the game. I did. I thought he played good. I thought the defense was the MVP of that game, though. Brady didn't win all those rings alone. His defense won him a couple, too. Well, how come when I say that Joe Burrow doesn't have a defense? And I'm not saying you said this, my friend, but I'm saying this. How come when I say, Burrow doesn't have a defense, you're telling me Brady he did. You're right. You see some of the people in there? It all comes down to organizations, too. If you have good people selecting great players across the board. By the way, do you agree with me, guys? So Jalen Phillips helps Jalen Hurts. He helps the offense, not just the defense, because maybe they could correct those 3 and outs. The problem with the team this year, in my eyes, where you could get caught in a game that could matter, like Sunday night, is those shitty performances on 3 and outs. You're terrible on offense on third down, and you're terrible on defense on third down. Okay? And you're here every day for it. Congratulations, kid. Hurts gets another Super Bowl. Cam Newton will still talk shit on him. Dude, Hurts gets another Super Bowl. Just because you don't like the style of play, he gets 2 Super Bowl wins. He would have outperformed on the 1-loss column Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. Peyton Manning, hey, Jarhead, Peyton Manning underachieved in Indianapolis. Do you not agree? 2001 Brady's overrated. That'd be the fair. That's like comparing him to Trent Dilfer or Brad Johnson. But when you win 6 more, how is it overrated? Well, then Hurts is overrated. Because Brady's defense won that 0-1. Was that against the Rams? The defense won that Super Bowl too. Then Hurts was overrated too in that Super Bowl. Okay? I mean, then he's overrated. Shills, with your defensive mindset, will Vic install a 43 package to slow this offense down? Now, he's going to do all of his work out of nickel and dime against this offense. Can I tell you what I think that Detroit will do in this game? If Detroit doesn't have Sam Laporte in this game, expect to see more passes to the backs going across the middle of the field. That's where they're going to make up for the loss of Sam Laporta, is there'll be more backs coming out of the backfield. Which linebacker do you want to play in this game? The reason that Dan, from what I'm understanding, by the way, Lomas Brown's going to join us at the bottom of the hour here. Part of the broadcast team for the Lions. Longtime legend. I mean, I think you're going to see more backs. Okay? I think you're going to see more guys. You're going to see more guys coming out of the backfield. And that means this. Who covers? Are you going to keep Nakobe in there on base? Or are you going to put more Jahad Campbell in there? Remember what we did, that exercise at the beginning of the year? You know, if you're talking about moving Cooper DeJean around in the defense and moving them outside and inside, this is a game that you want Cooper DeJean in the middle of the field. Why? Crossing routes. The action's going to be in the middle of the field, not at the perimeter. Now, I do think they're going to attack Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. I mean, why? You have to. Why would I go after? And why would I go after a guy like Quinyon Mitchell? Do you know what I would do with Quinyon Mitchell? I'd take Jamison Williams, and I'd run him down the field. And I'd have deep ball threat on him. Get him out of the middle of the field. Let Cooper have to patrol more of the perimeter and zone. Let him have to sit in the middle more, because I don't think Reed's very good. And I know your corner right and CB2 is not very good. So what I would do is this would give more spacing in the middle of that zone. This is where pressure has to be in Goff's face coming up the middle. You want big pressure coming up the middle with those 6'6", 6'5" guys with Jordan Davis and with Jalen Carter. Get your fucking hands up. Get those hands up. Clint Hurt is telling them this week, get your fucking hands up in the middle of the field. Even if you don't get there, get those hands up, because you got to have Goff not seeing the middle of the field. If Goff watch Goff's feet in the pocket. If Golf has to move around in the pocket, interior pressure is being felt. If he stands back on a dime and he's throwing left and right, that means the zone's open. Williams is taking the top off the defense, which means there's more perimeter room to throw underneath. Cooper's going to have to cover more of the field. I don't believe Reed Blankenship is good enough to cover these guys. And I think if you do this, watch, you run out with Jamison Williams over the top. You have, I'm not saying Brown in the slot, have that great matchup. You're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs catching footballs in the middle of the field all day long unless Jahad Campbell can get those guys on the ground. I think you're going to see a big game in the backfield because of the loss of Laporta. I think they're going to try to compensate with that. But that all is predicated on internal pressure and running the football. If Detroit can't run the ball and they can't defend that internal pressure, they're going to have a tough night. And I would put this in there too. Setting the edge is going to be vital in this game for Philly. It's not because the quarterback is going to run. It's because they're going to threaten, in my opinion. They got two good offensive tackles. And I believe that they're going to try to threaten in the stretch plays. And they're going to try to one ride a couple times to get those guys tired in the middle. And we're going to find out what kind of shape those guys are in. Jordan Davis has not been a problem all year long. He's played pretty solid, man. Hasn't been spectacular, but he's solid. And he's actually been above solid. He's played well. Well is what I'll go. Carter's been everywhere. Up. Sometimes you see him great. It's very spotty this year. Would you send pressure using a double mug look? Explain the double mug. To me, you might want to spy Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay? You might want to spy Jahmyr Gibbs. Big Sill, so what the fuck is up with Juergens' injury? Yeah, man, I think this is more serious than what you think. It's almost 3 weeks at this point. Put him on IR. I think after this Sunday night, we'll find out whether or not that guy can play. Okay? Top 3 money? Absolutely. Linebackers lined up in the A-gap and drop back to, or rush. You're talking post-snap stuff here. Vic does a lot of that. Like here, Jared Goff, this will be another thing to keep an eye on. These fucking guys on the sidelines for the Eagles are pathetic. Get that play in quicker, dude. When that 40-second clock, you should be doing this. Hey, let me give you a for instance on what happens in this game. You notice how many people do agree with me on this? The Eagles have a really good, usually a first drive. Do you agree? They usually have a first pretty good drive. You watch it and you go like this. How come they can't keep doing this shit? Am I right when I say that? Eagles start a game. Boy, they look really good in the first drive. Mostly, yeah. Okay, I'll take that, right? Yes. Okay. What do you think happens over the next couple series? What do you guys think happens? Those first 14 or 15 plays are scripted. Now you got to start going with analytics and the feel of the game. This is where they lose it. They sit around as coaches and no, here, Curtis, they sit around and script these plays out. What plays do I think will work? And those 14 plays pretty much are right because the Eagles get out to a great start. When they get off those 20 plays or so, that's when shit starts falling down. And you start seeing 3 and outs. That's a feel of the game, dude. That's why you know the coordinator's not very good. And the head coach hasn't really solved any answers on getting a rhythm going. That's why it's shoddy. That's why you can't get hey, you notice you get the passes out, you get the ball to the players, guys are running the ball well. You see Barkley get 13, 14 yards. Then when those 14 plays are done, they're like on a lost island or something. They have no feel for the game as an offensive staff after those scripted plays. Am I wrong? All of a sudden, you start seeing more 3 and outs. That's because they don't have a feel for what they're doing. The quarterback doesn't know, and they can't. Then they start getting this. They can't get the plays in on time. Here, I showed you yesterday. Here's the sequence. Okay, we want to run a stretch right play using Barkley. Okay, that's Nick. Then they go to him. Then the offense coordinator wires it in to Jalen. Jalen hears it, looks on his thing. Before you know it, gets the line of scrimmage, it's 8 seconds. How in the world are you going to find your landmarks on pre-snap read? You got to find that. Then you got to find the pressure. This is what AJ was talking about the other day. He's got to find pressure, set the protection, shade right, man right, slide right, whatever, fan right. By the time he does that, it's 4 seconds or 3 seconds left before he snaps the ball. Stafford and those guys will get to the line of scrimmage because they're great when it comes to being able to get to the line of scrimmage and get their team. We are so privileged. And by the way, I have put 2 lists together for this next man. I have dealt with Jared Bell, Jason Cole, and Armando Salguero, and I said this next guest should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a former teammate of mine in Detroit. He's a former opponent, and he's a dear friend to this day and one of the men I love the most. Former Gator legend and Lion legend, and I think this man should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Part of the broadcast team, he is Lomas Brown. How you doing, brother?
I'm great, Dan. How are you? You know what, man? I need to hire you as my marketing guy because you take care of the big fella each and every time I come on here, my good man.
I'll tell you what, I talked to those guys. I said, this man here, 7-time Pro Bowler. I mean, he played 20 years in the National Football League. I mean, I don't know how you look at it. And they go like this. I go, Jackie Slater, too, by the way, says hi.
That's my guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. One of the all-time greatest.
Absolutely. He's been on the program a couple times, and I'd say, we got to get Lomas in. He goes, how Lomas ain't in? Anyway. All right, man, big game. The game we've been waiting for 2 years here, right? How do you think the Lions are playing going into this game? I hear there's a report that Laporta may not play in this Sunday night game. How do you feel they're playing heading into this Eagle game?
Hey, after that Washington Commanders game when Dan Campbell took over the play calling, I'm feeling really, really confident, man. He was able to unlock this the offense. You got this.
I got you.
Yep, this the offense that we all know we've had, and we've been waiting for it to get loose all year long. And Dan Campbell was able to do that. Think about it, Dan. You score on every possession that you have the ball during that game, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. We scored on every possession. And just to see the offense click, just for them to get Jamison Williams involved in the offense, which we've been clamoring for all year long, it was just great to see. And I think we're playing at a high level right now, both offensively and defensively.
So Campbell taking over as play caller, is this more of an emphasis that they want to run the football more? Is that where this was? And being able to start the run game? Because, Lomas, you know this. The passing game is predicated off what you do by winning first and second down, and that's where that passing game becomes more open for you. So is that why more, instead of having Johnny Morton do it again, it's more that Dan wanted to be physical?
I think, yes, that's part of the reason, but I think the efficiency too. Think about it. We were one of the worst teams, or probably still one of the worst teams on third down, but that was compounded because we weren't doing good on first or second down. I think the thing that helped Dan out, and I think the thing that helped our offense out this last week, was that we were efficient on first and second down, kept ourselves in third and manageable positions. And when you do that, man, it's a lot easier for that offense to continue those drives, continue to move the ball. So I think he was looking for more efficiency. And yes, he was looking for a way for us to involve our playmakers more. What we had started seeing was a lot of teams were stacking the box against our run game, and that was hurting us too. It's hard to run up against an 8-man front, and they weren't respecting our long game or our big game threats. And that's why we started getting more and more guys up in the box. So I think being more efficient on first and second down really helped us on third down.
Lomas, talk about your offensive line coach and what he's done this year to that group. And, you lose Frank Ragnow at center, a guy who's potentially going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Have you been impressed, in your opinion, with what you've seen so far with this football team, especially in the offensive line? You lose a Pro Bowl guy at guard and you lose a Pro Bowl dude at the center position. They performed exceptionally well this year.
Hank Fraley, I keep telling people, we need to appreciate him while we got him. Seattle tried to hire him as their OC last year. I know they're coming, man. I call them the vultures. They're circling over Allen Park because, man, Dan Campbell, his tree is expanding. And, man, you look at him, you look at Calvin Shepard. But Hank Fraley's done a great job. Think about this, Dan. Basically, all three of our guys are in new positions. Yeah, Graham Glasgow was there last year, but he was at guard. We moved him to center. You got a rookie in Tate Ratledge at the guard position. And then you had a guy in Christian Mahogany. Until this year, he had only made 2 starts in the league. He goes down. You roll in Coyote Awasika. He's doing a great job. So Hank Fraley has been doing a wonderful job. Like I say, the chemistry. I say offensive lineman, we have to work like a hand in a glove. If one guy doesn't do his job, that play isn't going to work. He's done a masterful job all year long with the chemistry on that offensive line. And I think he's the best offensive line coach in the game of football in the NFL right now.
Do you think Jared Goff is the most underappreciated quarterback in pro football today?
Because every time you hear people talk about Jared, he has all these weapons around him. Well, I mean, that's a lot of quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts has a lot of weapons around him. It's how you utilize those weapons. It's how you get the ball to those weapons. Jared Goff has been one of the best guys in this league in completion percentages. He's been one of the best guys in this league in efficiency. And that's what you want from your quarterback, right? I tell people, they say, he's a game manager. Well, hell, if he's a game manager, then I won the Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. And that's what they call Brad Johnson. So Brad has a ring just like I got one right there. He gave me this ring on my finger, man. So, yeah, man, I hate the narrative that when they start talking about MVP races, and Jared Goff's name isn't in there, and you always hear, he has all these weapons around him. Well, somebody got to keep all those weapons happy, and he's been doing a marvelous job since he's been here.
Couple last questions for you here, Lomas. The defense, are you concerned about them? How do you think they've played so far this year? Aiden Hutchinson looks like he's back to being Aiden Hutchinson again, but you're also getting production on the other side, too. You got another guy over there on that side with 6 sacks. Linebacking core has been pretty solid. You've been kind of questionable a little bit with injuries and suspensions at the safety position. Your secondary, is that maybe the only concern you have is what you've done on the back end?
Yeah, I mean, that could be, but you're right. Calvin Shepard has done a wonderful job. Think about it, man. We shut down Baker Mayfield when he was red hot. Yep. When he came here, held them guys under 20 points. You think about what he's been doing so far, like you say, with all the injuries, the suspensions that we've had and that we're still going through. We don't know right now if Terrion Arnold is going to play. DJ Reed is still trying to come back off of IR. It's a lot of injuries. But you're right, that linebacker position, they've been holding it down, and that front four, man, with Aiden Hutchinson, you talking about Roy Lopez has been awesome. DJ Reader, Al-Qadim Muhammad. Just that Tyler Lacey. Everybody he's rolled in there has played a significant role for us. And that's why we're sitting the way we're sitting at. We weren't doing as well on the offensive side of the ball. Guess who was carrying us? It was the defense that was carrying us through the first part of this season. So I think Calvin Shepard is another name you're going to hear for a lot of head coaching positions because he's been doing a wonderful job with the little bit that he's had.
Lomas, you blocked for Barry Sanders. You blocked for one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL. Tell me a little bit about Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, I'm not comparing him. I don't think anybody will ever be compared to Barry Sanders outside of a guy like Gale Sayers. Maybe somebody in that conversation there, but I mean, talk to me about Jahmyr Gibbs. Some people think he might be the best running back in pro football.
I'm telling you, if not the best, I know he's the fastest running back in the NFL. Man, this guy is unbelievable. And I think his growth, you have to give David Montgomery a lot of credit for his growth because I think what surprises people is, they know about the speed and his ability to get outside, but he can run between the tackles just as well. I'm just so not shocked, but just so happy at the way he's developed his game running between the tackles. He's tough. He's hard to bring down, and his vision. That's the one thing I'll compare with Barry. I think his vision is there, man. He has vision to where he could set up blocks, and he has vision to where he can find those opening holes that he needs to find, man. Like you say, it's nobody like the little fella, I call him the little big fella, number 20. I don't think it'll ever be another guy like him. But I tell you what, coming close, Jahmyr Gibbs is a close comparative to Barry because of some of the things he does. And by the way, he can catch out the backfield too. So he's a dual threat. So man, it's just wonderful to see his growth. I'm glad he's getting the credit that he deserves in this league. And they go Sonic and Knuckles. That's what makes that run game go along with those big fellas up front.
I got a nice tidbit for you here as we end. So supposedly there's some boosters on the way to Oxford this weekend for the game to try to convince Lane Kiffin. You know, Layla is a Gator, and the father is Monty Kiffin, or the father is John Reeves. Monty Kiffin obviously is Lane's dad, but
yes.
John Reeves, as you know, one of the great legends of all time in Gator history, that's his daughter. So they're going to try to wedge him away from Oxford and Ole Miss this weekend.
Hey, I hope they do. I talked to Phil Farr, who's the head of former teammate of mine at Florida and the head of boosters. We talked last night, and I said, Phil, remember Detroit was in the dumps. We couldn't do anything. We hired this guy named Dan Campbell, and look where the Lions are. So that's how important that coaching is. And if they can land Lane Kiffin, man, hey, I'll be celebrating. Hey, I'm going to be down there for the FSU game. I'm coming down there at the end of the month for the Florida State games. So I'll be down there. So hopefully I can put a little input into who they try to get.
Lomas, you want that knock on the door, don't you, man? You have to get that knock on the door, man. You do. You have to get it. You belong in the Hall of Fame. All your teammates and anyone that's ever played and anyone's ever known you knows that you belong in that Pro Football Hall of Fame. What would an honor like that mean for you to be inducted?
Man, everything, man. To be able to say that I'm in a room with about 300 guys, and this game has been around over 100 years, it would mean everything. And not just to me, man, it's to your family because they were behind you. They pushed you. They know you better than anybody else. The only thing I say, I wish my mom and dad were alive to be able to see it if it happens, man. But it would be the highest honor that I think I've ever had if that was to happen. But if it don't happen, I mean, to be included in the name of some of these guys, man, and to be thought of in that, hey, man, I'm good, Dan. I'm good.
The great Gator Wall back in the day. There he is right there. Hey, Lomas, have a safe trip into Philadelphia. Make sure when you come into the link, you duck. I'll just tell you that. Okay. Have a great call on Sunday night. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Love you too, Lomas. One of my dear friends, man. Lomas Brown. Absolutely, man. You kidding me? Absolutely, man. Love that man. One of the greatest people you'll ever meet, too. Former teammate of mine in Detroit. God, he was so cool. And Barry Sanders, dude. Barry Sanders doesn't get enough credit for how good a guy he is. I think I've told some of you this. My wife bought me this watch for like $150. And I had it on. It was like, I don't know where she got it from. It was pretty nice. Barry comes up to me and goes like this. He goes, boy, that's a really nice watch. So Barry, it's $150. You make $4 million a year. $4 million. Oh, I think it was $5 million. I go, I don't spend any of that money. I'm on a $30,000 per diem. I'm like, come again? He goes, yeah, my dad and everybody plays all my bills. I go, where's your Heisman Trophy? He goes, oh, it's at our grocery stores. I go, you got your Heisman Trophy in a grocery store? He goes, yeah, I want all the fans to see the Heisman Trophy. I go, it's at a fucking grocery store. And he goes like this, that's really a nice watch. I took the watch off. I go, here, it's yours. You can have it. And the guy goes, no. I'll give you money for it. I go, Barry, it's $150. Buy me a dinner. Holy cow. Dude, Lomas Brown, huh? The big fella. Dude, you know how big he is? He's 6'7". He's 6'7". He's 335 pounds. He played 20 years of football. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler. How you doing? And he's one of the coolest people. I actually played against that guy. I played against him when he was at Florida, and we were teammates in Detroit. All right. We got a packed show here, folks. And boy, I'll tell you what, man. Oh, Johnny Mack this morning. He was going back and forth. I thought he was going to go Detroit Lions. But no, I believe he went Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. Without further ado, my man, my friend, Big Z, Xander Krauss, joins us now. How you doing?
What's up, Big Sills? 28-24, you had the Eagles winning.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. Johnny Mack at the same score, 33-26. The Eagles are going to beat this team.
Why?
Because they always rise up. They always play. They seem one trend this year. They seem to play to their opponent, for the most part. And this team is going to force them into Mike's camera's working. All right, Mike, we'll get to you in an hour, Mike, or whatever, 45 minutes. It is.
We'll get to you in an hour, Mike. There you go.
I'm not doing some audio shit again, Mike. Get your camera working. All right, good to have Mike in there. They play to their opponent, and this team is going to force them to play better offensively, move the ball better, put more points on the board. I think the defense gets a clutch stop late, and the Birds walk out of Lincoln Financial Field with their best win of the year.
What about all the noise this week? You think it has any factor on anything?
I think, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. This is, in this case, it's not really a squeaky wheel. It's like a flat tire with a bent rim and a broken brake rotor, and everything is wrong. The whole axle's broken on that side. So I think they're going to fix that thing up a little bit, or at least put some work in on it. No, I don't think it has any impact, though. I mean, look, they've been dealing with this. We've had this conversation about this offense for literally 2 years. The whole year last year was about this offense, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So, no, I don't think it's going to have any impact on it, honestly.
That whole thing was orchestrated, right?
What thing? The meeting with the
John Clark thing and all that was orchestrated.
Yeah. You heard even John said that. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. It was orchestrated.
Yeah. It's
they wanted that. They wanted that out there because you know what you could have said? How do you know Jeffrey Lurie didn't invite the guys over for Thanksgiving dinner? Where did you come up with the fact that they were fucking talking about the game coming up? I mean, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
Let me ask you about advantage and disadvantage. I'm going to do this exercise again. I got to go thoroughly with it here. You're picking 33-26. I want to know why. Quarterback advantage is golf over Hurts.
All right, you said the same thing last week.
Okay. All right. You think you have a better running game than Detroit?
No.
Oh, here we go. Do you think you're tight end with the port out? I think that's a big deal.
Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. They're worse in every metric, and they're going to win the football game. That's the story of our life, dude.
Who's got better wide receivers in a passing game? The Lions.
We got a better wide receivers, but they got a better passing game. If you could take Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jamison Williams or A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, I would take the Eagles receivers. Seriously, objectively. If I had any quarterback, take your pick of quarterbacks, and you could just pick 2 wide receivers, I would pick the Eagles wideouts before I pick those 2 guys.
Yeah, but they're not. But when you say you're right, they're more talented. They're more
Yeah,
talented.
but your evaluation is attached to Jalen Hurts in the passing game.
Shouldn't all wide receivers be attached to the quarterback?
Well, I mean, yes, in a vacuum they are. I'm saying get out of that vacuum for a second. Just look at the skill set of the receivers. I think our receivers are better than theirs.
They are, but they're not used correctly.
By the way, the shift is happening. I mean, it's already happened. I think I saw somebody put up on social media, Devontae Smith's Madden rating is now higher than A.J. Brown's.
He's not better than him.
Who?
Devontae's not better than A.J., man.
I know, but we don't use A.J.
Yeah, you use him for a decoy, like he says. He makes everyone else better around him. Too bad the quarterback doesn't. I'm kidding. All right, offensive line.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You heard Lomas. Lomas was perfect there on quarterbacks. What's the job of the quarterback? I mean, you know what I mean? I know everybody says win the game. They're the most important player, but your job as a quarterback is to get your playmakers involved. That's the dictionary definition of a quarterback. Distribute the ball to your playmakers. Jalen does a good job in the running game, but he doesn't really do a great job in terms of distributing in the passing game. That's never been his forte. I think this new offense that they've been running since week 4 last year has made it even worse. But, it is what it is. Again, the Lions will be ranked better than us in every metric, in every category.
I'm going to actually stop.
We'll still win the football game.
Here's the craziest thing. You're one of the worst teams in football on 3rd down, and you're 6-2. How the fuck is that possible? Like, you're terrible on 3rd down on both sides of the ball.
Well,
now, I do agree you're getting better on defense, though. I do. I think you're getting.
Well, we
better.
definitely are getting better on D. I mean, I think that's the. Sam Laporta's out. Is that right, Prince? That's a big shot. I agree with you. Where, who cares? Let's go play 60. But simple, objective analysis of the game. That is a big loss, Sam Laporta.
More passes to the backs, then, in my opinion.
For sure.
Okay.
Sure. No Laporta, no Kirby.
Okay, so listen, if you're not going to have Laporta in this ball game, I would say this, no, Xander, you have to have John Campbell out there more, no? Or do you keep Kobe in there because you're going to have more guys leaking out of the backfield?
Yeah, that's interesting. We had Gary Cobb on this morning, and Gary Cobb obviously was a linebacker in the league for 10+ years, and he talked about how much a tight end like that can make major problems for linebackers and running backs. So you take that tight end out, that's definitely going to change the game a little bit. But look, at the end of the day, they still got a lot of weapons over there, but that's a big loss. I mean, Laporta is their second leading receiver right now. He gets the ball a lot more than Jamison Williams. I think he's got like 40 catches to Jamison's 28. So he gets the ball a lot more than Jamison Williams. And if he's ruled out, which he is, I just saw it on Adam Schefter put it out. That's a big loss for Detroit. Definitely a big loss. You know what I think one of the biggest factors of this game is? Atmosphere. I know it's a factor in every NFL game, but Sunday Night Football at the Link, it's not going to be too cold. I think it's going to be like mid-40s, so nothing crazy there. But I just think that place is going to, and it's a weird thing, the Link, right? If the Eagles come out and score early, that Link is going to be rocking so big and so bad that it's going to be tough for Detroit to call anything at the line. On the flip side, if Detroit can come out and get a score, and force a 3 and out, the Boo Birds are going to be out. I'm telling you right now. So I think that Link is going to be a rocking atmosphere, and it's going to hopefully throw that Detroit team off.
You think that Cooper DeJean is better than Ahmad St. Brown in this matchup?
No. Nope. He's a great slot corner, but Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, look, great offense has the advantage over great defense. That's always the way it's been. And that dude can get open on anybody. In fact, Amon-Ra kind of plays the game that has given Cooper some trouble.
Yeah.
Like
Adam Thielen did.
Small, yes, exactly. Good, great route runner, finds the zone, finds the spots in the zone defenses. So I think that's advantage Amon-Ra. I think it's a good matchup. I think Cooper will stick with him, but they're going to get Amon-Ra St. Brown the ball. He's a volume guy, dude. He's got like 67 catches already.
That's fucking psycho.
He's our fourth in the league in catches.
He's on pace for 125 catches.
100, yeah. I mean, and he was second in the league last year in receptions, and he's fourth in the league right now. He's a beast for sure. So
I think he's
a perfect fit, dude. He is a perfect fit with Jared Goff. Perfect.
I think he's a better Cooper Kupp.
He is much more better than Cooper Kupp, in my opinion. Cooper Kupp was a great player. Was
Cooper a slot?
Cooper was a slot. I mean, especially when he won that Triple Crown. I think he lined up all over, but he did line up in the slot a lot. I mean, I don't want to diminish Cooper Kupp, but I think that was a lot more of the offensive scheme than it was the talent. There. I'm not trying to take away from Cooper Kupp, but yeah, I think Amon-Ra is a better receiver than Cooper Kupp was.
What about Penei Sewell versus Jalen Phillips?
Yeah, I mean, that's an advantage for Penei Sewell. The key there is to get him in third and long. I mean, if you can take away the running game on first, second down, if you can't, it's going to be a long night because then they set up the play action. Then they get Penei Sewell is good in the running game. He's great in the pass game too, but he's great in the running game. He destroys people upfield. So if they're able to run the ball in this game or get the backs going, it's going to make things a lot harder defensively here. But here's the reality. I wouldn't expect this thing to look anything like Monday night. They're going to score points. Like, even if we have a good defensive game, they're going to score points. So expect them to move the ball. The question will be, in my opinion, how does the Eagles offense respond? And are they able to play with the lead? I mean, if you can get the lead early, you can completely change the way that Detroit will play. You'll be able to limit how much they want to run the football. They'll be trying to pass the ball to get back into the football game. So, look, this is a great matchup, man. It really is a great matchup.
How about this? By the way, guys, Super Chats will be read at the end. Also, please hit the like button. What do you make of Vic versus this offense? What does Vic have to do, in your opinion, to slow this offense down? And I agree. The loss of Laporta, I think they'll compensate, though, with those backs coming out of the backfield. Yeah. As I said, I think they'll still threaten the middle of the field. Because let's not forget something. Hey, bro, you were dead on about Jameer Phillips. I thought he was just another dude. Gibbs, I didn't think he was this good. He is fucking great. And did you hear what Lomas said? He runs he runs inside of traffic like Barry with vision. Barry Sanders. Lomas blocked for Sanders for almost his entire career. His entire career, he blocked for 10 years for Barry Sanders. And he's saying he's got the same type of vision. That's quite a compliment with that player.
Well, look, I mean, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best backs in football, and his deficiency is clearly pass blocking. Now they do have the tandem. Like last week, they had 15 carries for Gibbs, 15 carries for Montgomery. They're gonna split that. But if you have, Jahmyr on the field, I do wonder if Vic is going to blitz. Me and John talked about this, Now Brian Flores is a much different coordinator than Vic, obviously. Very aggressive, loves the blitz, is willing to die with the blitz. But he blitzed a lot on the interior. He brought extra interior pressure, and that forced Gibbs to stay inside and pass block and not, leak out and catch a screen pass or, catch a dump off pass, because that's where he'll kill you. I mean, you could have him dead to rights, that offense, and they dump it off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and all of a sudden you're running 30 yards upfield because that dude is so fast, so shifty. He is such a great player, Jahmyr Gibbs, but that's the deficiency. The question will be, will they be able to get him in that? I'm not really sure because I don't think Vic is going to blitz that much.
Because why wouldn't you blitz Golf?
I'm not blitzing Golf because he's got Amon-Ra in the zone defense. He's going to pick it apart.
He reads it well and he throws into the blitz. The one thing he does exceptionally well. If you watch him on film, Xander, he recognizes where the pressure's coming from. Pre-snap, watch what he does and how he plays. He's got a great feel for where pressure comes from, and he immediately, the great quarterbacks throw into pressure, where the pressure's coming from. Why? Well, if you're bringing pressure, you got open space. And when you see that, you do not want that kid Gibbs in open space, in my opinion. You just do not want them in open space right now. All right. Aiden Hutchinson versus Jordan Mailata.
Well, it doesn't Aiden line up mostly on the right side.
So over on
He
Lane.
moves around. He moves around.
Oh, he
But
does. Okay, he moves around.
Yeah, like I've seen him a lot on the right side. So I mean, if he's on Lane Johnson, look, Aiden Hutchinson's a great player. He leads the NFL in pressures. You know, he's got 8 sacks already. His pressure win rate's unbelievable. He's the 3rd highest graded edge rusher in football behind only Myles Garrett and Michael Parsons. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. But this is Philadelphia. We've always had an ability to take away edge rushers, great edge rushers, because we have 2 great tackles. So I'm not saying Hutchinson's not going to have an impact on the game. The bigger question to me is, can the rest of the defensive line do what they need to do to make up for it? Because how many times last week did you see Michael Parsons get free, run after Jalen Hurts, and Jalen was able to run away and make a play? I mean, that 3rd down play early in the game, he rolled out, hit Will Shipley on the 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 10, whatever it was. That's going to be the key, because Hutchinson's going to create some problems, but we do have the tackles to handle them. Will the other guys be able to capitalize? I don't know. I mean, that's a fair question. They got a pretty good defensive line, though.
I text Clint Hurt last night, and I got to tell you, do you not agree with this? I told him, I said, you are doing such a great job with these guys inside getting their hands up. How many times last week did you see the internal pressure? It may not have got home, but once they got internal pressure, they pushed the pocket up. Love couldn't do anything on Monday night on getting the ball across the middle of the field. Now, I know that the tight end was out. I get it. But to me, the game on Sunday is going to be those 2 dudes. If Jordan Davis and if Jalen Carter can get internal pressure on Jared Goff and those hands are all up in the middle of the field, I think it's going to be a lot of problems for that passing game. Eagles have to stop that run game. If Detroit runs for north of 150, they'll win.
Yeah, well, they have 3 losses this year, Detroit. Only 3 games of the year they were held to under 100 team rushing yards. All 3 of them. Only 3 games. Every other game they won, and they were over 100 rushing yards on the team. Under 100, lost all 3.
And look at those defenses that they played. They're all in the top 10.
Well, how do you mitigate that if you're Vic? How do you take them away? I think one of the keys, John's right, get the lead. I mean, if you get the lead, then they're not going to be able to run as much. If Detroit comes out and goes up 7, guess what? They're getting over 100 rushing yards, dude.
Yeah, but Philadelphia is not good on 3rd down. You're going to get possessions back. Listen, I pointed this out a couple of minutes ago. Why do you think your first series, and traditionally your first series, is really good? You know why? It's scripted. When those guys get off script and they get past their 14 plays that they scripted, you know what happens to Philly? When they have to go in-game situational play calling, they wobble. And that's where you start seeing those 3-and-outs. Philly gives you 3-and-out opportunities. You know, one thing they don't really do any longer that they did 2 years ago even is that those sustained drives of 14-play drives, even in that 22 year, they had those 14-play, 10-play drives. By the time most teams got the ball back, there was like 6 minutes left in the first quarter. They did that a year ago as well. They're not doing that. I think Detroit has to be patient with that. You know, even if they score first, I'm not going to disagree with that. You want to get the lead and you want to get up on them. But for me, the key is Eagles 3rd down. I mean, they give possessions back, dude. They're not very good on 3rd down. I mean,
yeah, so the Lions put out the report. Arnold out, Kirby Joseph out, Sam Laporta out, and Pascal out. And then they got a bunch of questionables. You can see Penei Sewell's on there, but I would expect most of their questionables to play. They like to do this kind of gamesmanship thing where they put a lot of guys on there. So, but Arnold, Kirby, and Laporta, that's 2 secondary guys out. And Laporta.
You know what I would do if I were Vic on the D-line? I'd move Jalen Phillips around. I'd move him to the open side because, I mean, you know what, too? Detroit might get 2 tight ends and run the ball more. Don't be shocked if they go 2 tight end.
HKP, why do you say Sewell's going to be out? I don't think Sewell's going to be out.
No, he's praying he's out.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
If Sewell's out, Detroit's not going to win the game.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, that's not going to happen here, but yeah. All right, Jalen Hurts in this ball game. What are you feeling? Jalen Hurts in this
We
ball
need a
game?
big one. You need a big one from him. I mean, you certainly can't have a Green Bay stinker. That's for sure. You know, you need Jalen to move the ball around. You need him to I think you need him to be a threat with his legs too. You know, I know he's kind of stopped running so much, but I think we need him to run this game, you know, open things up a little bit, make that defense second guess a little bit, you know, read the defense a little bit, try and get that ball out on time, on target, and, you know, hope for the best. I mean, look, Jalen, not the problem, but Jalen's a tough quarterback to gauge from a week-to-week basis. He just, you know, he does the thing where it's like, do whatever it takes to win. But sometimes it looks like just complete trash, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it looks amazing, you know. So it's a weird one to gauge, but I think you need a big performance with them. I mean, this is where you have a good team and a good offense that's presumably going to put up points. Can our offense hang? I mean, this has been the question now for 3 years. You know, can our offense come if we're down in a game, if we're in a shootout? Can we hang? You know. I think we can, but we need Jalen to have a big game.
How about AJ?
AJ, I'm going to say 4 catches for 62.
Oh, my God. 4 catches? Bro, that's malpractice.
You know, what do you want me to say? He's got like 27 catches on the year. How many catches does he have?
I think he's got 38.
He's got 31.
31.
And 408 yards with 7 games to play.
You think he's lost a step?
8 games. I don't. Looks like he has. To the outsider, I'm sure people think he has.
I don't.
To the average, to the normie fan that doesn't pay attention, maybe, but not to me.
Okay, so if Barkley runs for 60 yards in this game, you're still going to hold that there's nothing wrong.
If Barkley runs for 60 yards, just wrap it up. We're not going to win the game.
Yeah, but also my point would be, surely we're going to start talking about Barkley losing a step.
For sure. I mean, people are already talking about that.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing there is like, you know, running backs are going to have a little bit up and down, especially coming off a 2,000-yard season. Now, I'm not trying to, you know, say that it's okay, but at the end of the day,
he's on pace for 1,200 yards, and everyone's going like this.
That's what I mean,
right? I mean, he's on pace for 1,200 yards.
I think we got a little used to, you know, we got a little high expectation, you know, just like I don't know if this is a perfect comp. I'm going to look if it is right now, but Jonathan Taylor, like. Remember when he was having the crazy freaking seasons, dude?
His first year, he had a psycho year.
Yeah, ready? 21, he had 1,800 yards. Yeah. 22, he had 861. I think he got hurt.
He did.
And then 23, he had 740 yards. He got hurt again. And then 24, he had 1,400. And this year, he's already up to 1,139. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's some fluctuation. Jonathan Taylor's still a great player.
He's got a career like Barkley did.
Yeah, I think Barkley just – you know, I don't think Barkley lost a step. I just don't think Barkley's running free right now. I think a big part of that is because our offense doesn't move the ball through the air. It's a lot easier to scheme up against the run, you know, when your passing game's not much of a threat.
All right. How do you think Kevin Petula does in this game?
Who knows? I don't even know how much this is on Kevin Petula. I really don't, dude.
I don't think any of it is. Wait. I'll take that back. I think once they get off those scripted plays, I think the way he calls plays and the way that it's choppy, I think that's a little bit on him. But, okay, well, then how do you think Nick handles it?
You know, Nick is one of those dudes that lets the game dictate to him how to handle it.
You think they win football games in spite of Nick?
No, I don't think that's fair because Nick's philosophy is what they're using, you know.
And that's what everyone's bitching about. Dude, if you win this football
Luis, yeah, we did look like this last year, dude. You don't remember? Luis, AJ was reading a fucking book on the sideline. We were the 29th passing game in pro football. Yes, it fucking did look like this, dude. It changed week 4 last year when they wanted to run the ball. They wanted to get rid of the turnovers. 23, Jalen had a lot of turnovers. In the first 4 games, he had 7 turnovers in 4 games. They said, no more turnovers. Let's run the rock. Now they've taken that bullshit, risk-averse, no pushing of the needle, no trying to go and dominate, no trying to go and win a football game, and they've shelved it for the sake of no turnovers. Now Kevin Patullo, Luis, Kevin Patullo is trying to come up with a game plan as a first-year coordinator, and he can't throw the ball in between the numbers. That's like telling Steph Curry you can't shoot the 3 ball. His game's going to look shitty. Luis, come on, Luis.
Okay, here. Dude, you win this game. That means you win against Tampa, the Rams, Green Bay, and Detroit in the NFC. The only team you won't have the home field advantage over will be Seattle. I still think San Francisco is going to be in it. You know why? They don't play anybody. They got the 3rd weakest schedule in the league.
They don't even know who their quarterback is.
Bro, they're still winning football games.
I know, but you really believe they're a contender?
No.
I mean, they got no Fred, no Bosa.
No, but they're winning. I'm not saying they're good. They're not better than Los Angeles.
How healthy is McCaffrey right now?
McCaffrey's having an MVP season.
He's a good player.
McCaffrey's going to get 1,000 yards receiving, and he's going to get 1,300 yards rushing. He's going to have 100 catches. Bro, he's in the MVP conference. That dude is fucking playing great ball. And get this. No, I don't think San Francisco's good. But they're going to win a shitload of ball games. They're going to be in the mix to be home field advantage. They'll get blown out. I don't believe in them either. You got no Nick Bosa. You've got Fred Warner out, as you said.
If we win this game, you think we're going to get the 1 seed? It looks like we would. I mean, you still have to handle business, but.
Well, I still think the Rams are out there. The Rams got a big one against Seattle. What do you make of that game? Seattle and the Rams.
I like the Rams. Although I think the Rams
it's in Los Angeles.
Was it the Rams that just ruled somebody out?
Oh, right. God. Yeah, San Francisco's got an absolutely soft schedule. Then you got the Bucs in Buffalo. I think the Bucs are getting beat 28. What did I say? 28-24.
They ruled out Godwin and Irving.
Yeah. Oh, God. They were thinking that he was going to play this weekend. Hey, you know what Jason Cole said to me that he thinks Baker Mayfield's going to sign for? $57.5 million.
Yeah, I said that. He's got the best value contract in football.
So you're going to give that guy a $27 million, a $27.5 million increase in pay.
Yeah, but don't you get it? I mean, it's more like dictated by everybody else. I mean, Trevor Lawrence makes $56 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who are the highest paid quarterbacks in football?
Dak Prescott at 60.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is making $55 million. He's second. Trevor Lawrence
is making 60. Joe's 55. Josh is 55. Jordan Love makes $55 million. I wouldn't take that guy for fucking free because I know I wouldn't win a playoff game. Guy's a stiff.
He stinks.
Trevor Lawrence, 55. Tua Tagovailoa, $53 million. Jared Goff makes 53. Brock Purdy makes 53. Guy doesn't even know if he's a starter on his own fucking team. Justin Herbert, 52. Lamar, 52. Kyler Murray makes $46 million.
Why are you out on Purdy?
Huh?
Why are you out on Purdy?
He doesn't even know if he's a starter. They proved it.
He came off of IR for 5
It's not him. They've already proven that. It was never him. I like Purdy. It was never him. That scheme is not based on the quarterback.
So they tried plugging in Trey Lance, and that didn't work.
Because Trey Lance is a fucking stiff.
Okay, well, I don't think you can just put anybody in there.
No, they need a certain type of quarterback.
So you're saying to me, if you put Justin Fields in Philly, they'd win games too?
You tell me. Does Mac Jones look better than Brock 30? That's my point. That's all. As long as you have a passer who's quick with the ball.
Like that, you're right.
If you can read a defense and you get the ball out quick, you're going to work.
Pausing that long, you're right.
Well, that's why I think Trey Lance didn't work because he's not that quarterback. He's a playmaker. He's like a dual threat playmaker.
You're right. If I'm pausing like that.
Why the hell did they draft that guy?
Oh.
He doesn't even fit what they do.
Oh.
Trey Lance. That had to be one of the worst fucking trades in NFL
I
history.
think they wanted to try to do the things that they were doing in Philly, and they wanted to have a dual threat guy. And you know what I did on draft day? I had to fucking YouTube the guy on North Dakota State because the guy didn't remember a full year because it was, hey, if you look at all those COVID quarterbacks, go back and look at that COVID list, that 2020 year. All of them are not on their same teams, and all of them got fired and blown out.
Yeah.
All them COVID guys, man. So you think home field advantage on Sunday is going to matter?
I do. Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me? You think Jared Goff can handle the Philadelphia? I don't.
Jared Goff is the most underrated player in the league at that position.
He's surgical with the way he plays.
I mean, look at his numbers.
He dissects defenses, no doubt. But you know how to get to him. Just get pressure. Just get pressure in his face.
Stop the run.
I'm telling you, you hear JAKIB this morning on the show. He said, back when I played with Buddy used to say, first quarter, you get one of them penalties. That penalty's on me. You don't worry about it. All right? You don't worry about it. All right? I'm telling you, Jalen Carter, get in there and fucking bop that dude. I don't care if you get a penalty. I don't give a shit. You need to make Jared Goff see ghost out there.
Let me give you one of those. So we had one of those with Jimmy, and Jimmy would do this. Hey, you get a penalty, make sure it counts. So I'm in the FSU game. Sammy Smith, this running back who was drafted in the first round, he gets up, he's getting ready to come into the pile, and I fucking clothesline this guy so bad I broke his shoulder. And I got a 15-yard penalty. I almost got thrown out of the fucking game. I think my aunt was in the stands with my grandma when I did this. I broke this guy's fucking shoulder. I gave him a clothesline. I walk over as a 15-yard penalty. Jimmy looked at me and he goes, we're going to do this for the cameras here, but okay. He's out of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to put your ass back in here in a minute.
Don't say that because John was saying this.
Yes, sir.
John said this morning. Who the hell got suspended for this? Sean Payton got suspended for this. Bounty Gate.
Bro, the jar used to be real. What we would do after every game is everyone would put $100 in, and this is what you do. You do like I'm sure the Eagle guys will do this. I know I gotta ask Clint Hurt this. Do you have like the money jar? So you do this, and they go, all right, last meeting on a Saturday night. Here it comes. You're in by yourself. The D-line coach will go, who's got the quarterback? Every hand will come up. The leader of the team will go like this. You are the one. Not anybody. They'll do this, Xander. Okay? I go, who got the quarterback on interceptions? I do. The guy will look around the room. D-line coach will go, you. And if you hit him and you knock the quarterback out, you get the money. And every week, Xander, that money goes up. I remember one year, man, there's about $2,500 in that fucking jar. You knocked out a fucking quarterback. You took that guy out. You got that money, and everyone's in the locker room going, money, money. Yes, sir, baby.
I love it.
The money jar. Hey, Jurgens.
So everybody, the Eagles injury report has come out. Cam Jurgens is going to play.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. He wasn't very good before he got hurt.
Here's what I do if I'm Detroit. I put a nose on him.
Yeah, right.
I run that guy into the ground and I find out how healthy he is.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that
you
for
think
sure.
They start him?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Wow.
I mean, today? He's a knee full participant.
Holy shit.
The only person listed as questionable is Willie Lumpkin.
Who the fuck is Willie Lumpkin?
Dude, shut up. Willie,
I thought that guy was the guy in Death of a Salesman.
Dude, you will learn Willie's name. You will learn Willie Lampkin's name.
Willie Lampkin.
If John McMullen is Ben Van McMullen, then I am Xander Willie Lampkin Krauss. Are you fucking kidding me?
Eagles going 7-2. Let's get to some of the. Hey guys, super chats. Go to the top here. Our friend Mike North's going to join us.
Here, Morty says, Xander, get Sills going. If they win Sunday, Eagles win Sunday, does construction begin on the parade float?
Does it?
Fuck yeah, it does. I've already made reservations. People don't understand. Now it doesn't guarantee we're gonna get there, but I've already set the narrative with my buddy. If they go back, I will be in an even more prime position this year for the parade.
So should I call Brian McCarthy?
Who the hell is that?
I'll drive up to that thing.
You want to come in?
No. I'm talking about the Super Bowl if it's in Santa Clara.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll go. We'll go.
Wait a minute.
What's it called? Sports Grid's going to help us if we want to go. They get a full row and we can use their set and everything.
Are they going to credential us?
Yep.
Okay.
Credential, set, everything.
Well, that means then I'll drive up. I'll drive up for that.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Have you been?
The parade.
You got to see the stadium, man. You got to see the stadium.
Bunch of drunk Philly fans in the parade on Broad Street. They might hurl a beer can at your head.
Yeah. Oh my God. Everybody. Oh my God.
You dickhead. You're mean to my quarterback.
Hey, oh my God. Oh yeah, I'll have to have protection.
Aunt Betty will nix that. She's gonna say no way.
No way.
No.
I cannot not. If
You're
you
not going to the parade, dude.
I
don't. You notice I just don't buy any.
No, wait. I swear to God, I'll go.
I don't buy any of your bullshit. I don't even.
I swear to God.
Bullshit.
I'm swearing to God.
It will set you up at Hooters. Like, dude, you're not going to the fucking parade. You're lying through your teeth. You're gonna be sitting on your couch with a fucking Corona.
Nope. I'm swearing.
All right, let's go to these supers. Let's see what these fuckers are saying.
I'm swearing to you, I'll go this year. I'm swearing.
Pumper says, corporate, drop the corporate. Pumper says, our run defense is still suspect. We just play teams who prefer to pass. The Lions going to run heavy no matter what. 48-17 Lions, book it. Dude, you had a Packer blowout too. Pumper, you literally predicted every team was going to blow us out that was good. And none of them have. We beat them all. You predicted Rams were going to beat us. Bucks are going to beat us. Chiefs are going to beat us. Packers were going to beat us. The only games you predicted we were going to win were the first Giants game, and we got the shit beat out of us, Pumper. You are just permanently wrong.
Dude,
how
you feeling there, man? You're just killing guys right now here. Fuck you, Sileo. You're not.
Hear my voice,
Pumper. You're a piece
of what you did to me. My voice from the post game show. I have never lost my voice. I don't have a voice right now.
How'd you lose your voice?
Yelling at you and John for being stiffs on the post game show.
You're full of shit. Hey, man.
No, I don't know. We had some extra
content. You Sileo. Oh,
we had some extra content this week. I did a couple night shows. You know, I'm not sure.
It's called working hard, kid.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know that. I love working hard. If it were up to me, I'd work all day, every day, nonstop.
You do.
I know, but sometimes you got to tend to some of the other shit in life.
I know you got to mow someone's yard or somebody.
No, I don't have to do that. You have to. Nah, I have the funniest story for you off the air, dude. You will laugh. I'll make the drive to Philly for the parade, but I will never go to a Super Bowl in California touching 40% of my money. Relax, dude. It's a trip out there. It's not a whole.
Right, you're not living out there in fucking great country.
Calvin, I've given away more jerseys through November this year than I gave out last year. What the fuck are you talking about, Calvin?
Hey, bro, you know what? We get to San Francisco. I worked there and lived there for 6 years. I have so many freaking hookups up there with restaurants and oh my God, we have a fun time there. Man. If they make it, that'll be a fun time, bro. Bro, I'm not kidding, man. We'll go into KMBR. KMBR will invite us in, all that shit,
Why
man.
Is it in Santa Clara? I feel like that's a weak location.
Oh my God. It's you know what? The 49er fans hate that stadium there.
Yeah. Why? Why are we going there?
And Xander, when it was at Candlestick Point, it was right near the airport, and it was iconic. The whole city, you saw the city downtown. It was great. San Francisco 49er fans feel alienated. I mean, they totally feel. You know what it would be like doing? It would be like moving Lincoln Financial to Western New Jersey.
I'm trying to get you to move to Philly.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
If you move to Philly, now I know you would hate this because you love doing your show remote, and I do too. I get it, but imagine if we had a little studio with a desk, and me and you could go back and forth on this team every day. That would be such electric fucking content.
I would love to.
Sills is like, yeah, let's talk money.
Well, wait. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Let's. I'll tell you what.
Like, sure, let's talk cash.
Wait, you know what? Wait a minute. I got this though. We'd be able to go into places and go like talk to advertisers too.
Yeah, well, I know that too. But somebody commented that they were like, "You guys need a show in studio." I'm like, that would be awesome, man. Both moved to Florida. Twiz says, "Twiz, I can't move. I'm not moving away from all my family, dude. Life's too short. I got to stick here and stick near my family."
Yeah.
Also, this is the team I cover. I'm not gonna move away from Philly. Callan said, "I live 15 minutes away from Levi's. If the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, I'll be going." Nice.
Killer. Look at this right here, though. Look at this right here, though. Look at this. I would pay for Sills to move to Philly.
Hey, when are you moving to Philly? That's the real question. You're in shitty Carolinas, aren't you?
Let me tell you something here, Pete. A strawberry costs $18 in San Diego. Fuck that.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous, dude.
Ridiculous.
I told Sileo, moving out of there, you'll get yourself.
By the way, my aunt is on my ass every day to get the hell out of here. So don't kid yourself.
I know. Well, that's because you give yourself a 30% raise just from fucking leaving. That's it.
God forbid, man. Trust me, guys. I love California views. I hate California. I don't
know if I would tell people to move to Philly right now.
Why?
I love Philly, but
what, the politics?
I would, because we have business interests here.
But Philly, what the politics? That DA.
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the city's lost its luster a little bit. Sometimes it does. Sometimes I feel like it's banging, but I don't know. I go back and forth. I love it. I'll never leave.
Downtown.
Downtown depends where you go downtown.
How about near the convention center?
Well, that's nice. It's
good down there, right? Yeah, that's like good. Down there, that Marriott down there, right? Down there.
There's a lot of good stuff down there. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff.
I've hung out a lot down there.
I would never leave Philly. Like, I'm not leaving Philly. The most I would do is, 45 minutes away from here, an hour away from here. Be the most I would do. Nah, you kidding me? Jersey, I can't buy a gun. I can't. They tax me out the ass. I can't do shit in Jersey.
Would you move south of Philly or north?
No, I would move.
You move up near New York.
Well, the only reason I would do that would be because my brother's up there. Yeah, and me and my brother are real close. So, but he wants to come to the PA border because he's tired of the Jersey taxes.
Samuel, I do need to get a Lions helmet. I had a fun time.
You need to get rid of the cowboy helmet up there. It's bad luck for your show. This is why all your takes have gone to shit.
Oh yeah, all my takes have gone. I think that one is up. Here's one of the best takes I've ever.
This is why all your takes have gone to shit. Your predictions are not looking good again, my friend.
My predictions look spectacular.
What are you talking about? You predicted the Commanders to win the East. They suck.
That's the only one you think I predicted?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Plenty more.
Okay. I told you that Keely Bingo stinks. I told you the Patriots would go to the fucking playoffs this year. By the way, they're 9-2. Let me see what this one. Here's one of my favorites as of late. Here's one of my favorite takes. It's up to 31K now. The only reason Jalen Hurts wins is because of Howie Roseman. Dan Sileo makes a bold claim that the Eagles quarterback. 31K right now on that bad dog. How you doing?
That's another one of those takes where you're right, but the delivery is what pisses people off.
Oh, really?
Like, you could say that about everybody. I mean, Howie's one of the reasons that Nick Sirianni's successful, and the whole team, because he's assembled such a great roster the last couple of years.
So you think you think Brett Veach is the reason that Andy Reid is successful?
No, but he's helped, and that's obviously a way lesser degree. That's where I agree with. That's why I said your take is right, but the way you word it pisses people off. Bill would never win without Allie. Corporate says,
ever.
I'm telling you, I feel like we are at the cusp of an epic implosion. This Detroit Lions team is an unstoppable force that we cannot overcome, rather succumb.
Like a tsunami, right?
Yeah, this guy Brian Pumper's truly got away with words.
He's
that we cannot overcome, rather succumb.
This guy right here writes like soliloquies.
He really does, man. He really does. Dude is a legend.
Oh my God. We got another one
Right.
here, Xander. Khalid's got one.
Morty, who would run Jenkintown? I know right now I own Jenkintown. This is fucking my town. All right. Here's Abe. Play a wide 9 formation to mess with golf and his play actions where you could have one of the edge rushers go into cover while having a linebacker blitz. Abe, it's funny you brought that up. I was wondering the same thing about, is this a rare game where Vic would put all 3 of those backers on the field, because then you can rush Nakobe Dean and potentially drop Jahad Campbell into that backer role.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
I think they may do that because of not having Laporta in there, because there's going to be more back. I think traffic. You're going to see more back traffic in this game, which would mean you'd want to get both Campbell and Dean on the field. So you may see that. I mean, how are you going to compensate for the loss of Laporta's production? It's through the backs. It's not through another receiver.
It's not through the backup tight ends. Their backup tight ends.
The backup tight ends are blocking tight ends.
Where they stink.
They may go 2 tight ends just to. They may go 2 tight ends just to run. You watch. Xander. They may go 2 tight ends and run the ball.
Abe, good comment there. Here's Mike. What's up, Mike? $20 super chat.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, bro.
I'll be at the parade with you, Xander. Mike was at the parade with me last time. Mike, I know you will, because you're a man of your word. You showed up last time. All right. The question is, are you bringing your wife and your son again? All right, because that's a long trek. Mike drives in from Detroit. Mike's out in Detroit.
Mike, you should be pretty cool to think that Lions team, at least if you're from Detroit, this is the first time the Lions have been fucking good in like ever.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why Mike is an Eagle fan to begin. I don't know. I don't know if Mike is from Detroit. I know he's out there now. I'm not sure if he's from there. Mike, you'd have to let me know.
I'll tell you this, man. Detroit, I mean, a couple of years under Wayne Fonts, they were good with Lomas and them guys and Barry, but they were not really good. I mean, so it's the first time that they've been really a Super Bowl contending football team, in my opinion, in a long time. I can't remember the last time.
If the Eagles win, I'll be looking for Super Bowl tickets in February. Here's Christopher Michael. Khaled, me too. Khaled, I might try and go to the game this year.
You don't need it.
No, I know that. If
you get fully credentialed, you can go to the game.
I'd like to get 2 tickets to give away. That's what I'd like.
Okay. Well, I got those. Do you want to buy them from me?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody. I know how that goes. Super Bowl people are always slinging them. Even our connects.
No. I wouldn't sell them. I wouldn't sell them to you for fun.
I see the lights going on in the North studio.
I wouldn't sell.
Let me read these last super chats. Good.
I get 2 Super Bowl tickets a year that I can purchase.
Oh, do you? Yeah, as an alumni.
Yeah. And I think, an alumni. You know what, Xander? Give me face value for them. I think they're $1,500.
Yeah, that's right.
I could sell them for $10,000 if I wanted.
Yeah, that's not bad. Christopher says, question to change this offense. We have to lose because this is Nick's philosophy. So what would you rather have happen? Win shitty or lose final score? I never want to lose.
Dude, don't ever hope you're going to lose.
No, the fuck.
Not doing
anything. I get it. He's saying, though, lose so we stop
it.
conversion. Bullshit. I mean,
that's a loser mentality when you're hoping somebody freaking loses.
Load the team up with talent, you know? That'd be like you bringing on the legendary Mike North and then you mute his microphone. It's the stupidest thing in the world. That's what we do with our offense.
No. PDs mute the microphones, not other talent, okay? Who's the guy that was the big PD up there too, man? He was a guy, man. Every time I talked to him, he was this, Sileo, you're too much. You're too much. I used to have a guy named Rosen. His name was Mitch Rosen. You're too much, Sileo.
Senor wants your tickets.
Senor.
All right, so it's a good show, bro. Have a good one with Mike North and Philly Godfather at the end of the show. Great week, my man.
What'd you make of Lomas?
Lomas is electric. He's got such a great energy about him, doesn't he?
You bet.
It's like he got an infectious personality.
You love him.
And he loves you. You can tell he loves you.
Oh, my God, man.
You guys have a great relationship. That's pretty cool.
Get this. We played football together when we were 18 years old, when he was at Florida and I was at the University of Miami. And we've been friends since we were 18 years old.
Sales, I'll tell you what. Everybody in this business that you know loves you.
Yeah.
That means something, you know, because there's a lot of internet people who don't like your takes. But everybody you know, they all love you. They think very highly of you. It's a great compliment to you, Sales. All right, brother. Great show, man. I'll catch you on
I
Sunday.
will see you on the pregame show on Sunday, right, my friend?
Big one, man. It's a big one. All right, brother.
You
Later.
got it. All right. Indeed. By the way, before we get to my friend Mike North, let me tell you about a couple of my Chicago happening. I lived in Illinois, and my aunt lived in Glen Ellen. And I used to go see her all the time. I went to the Museum of Science and Industry. There used to be a thing called Marshall Fields. I don't know if it's still there any longer. And we used to go, obviously, to the Sears Tower. I think it's called the Wirtz Tower now or something like that. And I'm telling you this, folks, Chicago was one of the greatest cities I have ever been to in my entire life. And then I got a chance to play at Soldier Field. But you know what Mike North did? He's like, Soldier Field? Dude, the thing is overrated now. You know, it's not really good. I'm like, Mike, it's one of the legendary places. There was a tremendous, like, Dempsey and Tunney fought there at this thing, man. I mean, it's one of the most electric places. Last week, we didn't get the privilege of seeing Big Mike in the toupee. This week, we get to see Mike and the toupee. Live from Chicago, our favorite man, one of the absolute greatest sports talk guys of all time. I wonder if Mitch Rosen liked him. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand. He is my friend, Mike North. How you doing, brother?
Good. Having a good hair day. Got to be honest with you, Dan. Feeling good about it. Spent extra time on it. It was all set last week. And then all of a sudden the camera, for some reason, didn't work. We very rarely get those technical. I'm just trying to tear up from the last segment. You're well loved. Everybody loves you. Everybody and Soldier Field. God. And they're right, and he's right. So anyway, it's good to be on with everybody, having a good time. The toupee's looking tremendous. Got a little new flipper there, so it's all good.
All good, my friend. I saw you attacking the Tush Push, or maybe embracing the Tush Push.
Yeah.
I saw you going after it a little bit. Yeah. Tell me what your position is on the Tush Push.
Well, I mean, the Tush Push, in fact, I was on today on the ESPN 1000 with the Odds Couple, my show, and with Carmen DeFalco, and I said, hey, isn't it amazing how I fit my show in like that? Wasn't it perfect?
Oh, it's a transition that only somebody that knows.
That's right. Segue. Anyway, thing, right? That's right. But seriously, when you watch the runners of the past, even up to like 5 years ago, Marshawn Lynch, Sean Alexander, the kid from Washington who was really, really good, Ingram, Mark Ingram, to Peyton, to Sayers. There's no 3 linemen pushing them in any film. So I'm looking at it last night, and I'm still seething about Green Bay losing to Philadelphia last week because they gave them the game, and LaFleur decides to call a mediocre game. They're a soft franchise. They wear those mushroom helmets. They're the only team that's wearing the damn things in the regular season. 99% of the players don't wear them, but Green Bay has it. They're not the Packers of the past, I'll tell you that. Jordan Love is some days good, some days bad. But I saw that game there, and that just got me to believing, wait a minute, the Philadelphia Eagles can beat you in a lot of different ways, but for the league and for certain teams to go after the Eagles because a play was successful. And I heard Dan Campbell talk about this, and you know what? Hopefully people will listen, because he says the more you take away, the more it gives more license. You take away the pads after a while. So there's got to be a sense of normality. And so last night I'm watching, and I see this guy Henderson get a touchdown from 5 yards out, and I look, and there's 4 linemen behind him pushing him. Well, that's the Tush Push. So I don't care if you do it. What are they going to do with on 4th and 1 from the 50, and they go for it? Are they going to say you can't do it now? So
Mike, but Mike, okay. I didn't know when that rule changed because back when I played in the 80s,
Yeah.
you couldn't push people from
You
behind.
never
like that.
saw it.
I never.
It's like clipping.
Could you imagine? Like, I mean, you talk about some of the great backs of all time. Like you talk Sayers a lot, and he was without a doubt. You imagine you just put him in the middle of a scrum and you pushed him,
No,
and then
but
he would break out.
Great-
He'd break out. You'd never catch him.
You know this as well as I do, Dan. One of the top 5 offensive lines in the history of the game, and it gets overshadowed because of the great defense in 1985. Put Peyton getting shoved from behind by Jimbo Covert, Mark Bortz, Jay Hilgenberg, Kurt Becker, Keith Van Horn, 6'7", 260.
Love
back in those days. So you never saw that. All of a sudden, because the refs don't want to call forward motion, stopped. Nobody's tackling. They're standing up, which they're letting then guys come from behind. And I'm saying to myself, it's out of control. So what are you going to do? You're going to let them use it in the middle of the field? I mean, somebody said, well, Mike, it's more like a rugby scrum. I don't care what the terminology is. I mean, the tush push is somewhat like a rugby scrum.
It is.
That's what it is. So either have it or you don't.
Football origins, Mike, are from rugby. So you got to remember football origins. I asked Jackie Slater the same thing you're talking about, and I see you endorse it. I go, Jackie, do you want the play? He goes, I think the play's brilliant.
I do too.
He goes, it's brilliant, and for the league to legislate it out, you see what they're doing now, Mike. They're making bad calls on it, and when they get to the competition committee, they're coming with those guys when they have
let the eagle go off sides. They don't whistle.
That's right. If you notice, both sides are going off sides now,
and they act like we're
this.
stupid.
We can't officiate it, so they're going to get the game. They're going to get. This is the last year. Do you agree? This is the last year of that play.
It's a shame if it is, because according to a movie that I once watched as a young child, with the great. Well, not great. He was an average actor, Pat O'Brien. The Newt Rockney story. Okay.
I actually like that story.
I love it. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't being offensive. Okay. You came across like Roger Ebert.
Oh, no. I mean, I think
you
should be shocked. I like anything Notre Dame, but hey.
Okay. But, which I understand. So listen. So they were the first to try the forward pass. Okay. Nobody else could stop it. These mojos would cancel it. They'd cancel. There would be no Newt Rockney story. They go, oh, we can't do that. In fact, I don't know how he got away with it. He goes, just throw the ball down the field and have somebody catch it. It's okay. There was no rule. So I guess they said, that's it. This is something new. So according to the theory that I'm hearing, we would get rid of the forward pass because the only team that could pull it off at the time was Notre Dame.
Absolutely. That's
so
right.
That to me is why you keep the tush push, and it's a legal play. Look, I saw a tackle. Brilliant hit Monday night. Guy flies in the air probably the first quarter, lands Stephon Diggs. Flies in the air and lands on his back. Brilliant low tackle. Landed on his back, no targeting, hit him at the time he got the ball, flag. That was a normal hit back in the 70s, and I got to sit through this garbage.
Absolutely. Who do you like Monday? I mean, who do you like Sunday night? Eagles
I like
the Detroit Lions?
Look. I had a big play. I had a great week last week, but one of my losers was I made a pretty substantial play.
It's a short work week too, Mike.
Yeah, on Green Bay. I made it, and Green Bay couldn't beat the Eagles. And here's what I'm here to tell everybody. They just win. If they can't pass, they'll play defense. If they can't play defense, there'll be a game where they run the ball. If they can't run the ball, there'll be somebody running a kick. That's what's good about the Eagles. They can beat you in 3 or 4 different ways. I happen to think that, Detroit needs the game. They both need the game just for whatever different reason.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, but Detroit needs it because there's a race going on.
There is in the NFC North. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think the edge goes to Detroit, and we'll see what happens. I think Goff is a heck of a player, but in big games sometimes I don't think he has it. So I hate to pick against Philadelphia. I probably won't even play the game, to be honest with you.
Wow, really?
I'm looking. It's a great game to watch without having to. You know how much garbage I watch, Danny? You know what I got to watch being a handicapper? Ask Philly Godfather. I know Philly and I go way back. I mean, the thing about Philly is when I'm on the same show with him, I just want Saganaki. I want some Greek food. I mean, I look at him. He should own a Greek restaurant. The guy's legendary. But I just think that, I wouldn't play the game. I don't.
46.5. Would you at least go over or under on that?
Man, I just think that Detroit is going to put up 20 at least. Okay. But I think that Philadelphia, once again, will win 22-20. I'd probably go under.
Wow. So like 22, 24, 20.
Yeah. Something like that.
Somewhere in there, right?
Yeah. I'm not really good at picking totals. I'm picking the sides. I'm really good this year picking the sides. So if I had to make a play on the game, I've been with the Eagles all year long. So I would probably lean the favorite here. And Detroit's going to get a lot of play. They're going to get a lot of play.
How about this, Mike? The conversation this week has been about the Eagles' run passing attack. It's just brutal. I mean, they're 27th in the NFL in passing, 26th. I mean, the quarterback sometimes just can't find people.
I know.
And you come back and go like this, and you're right. Hey, the guy, and here, Mike, here's the sad thing.
We're going Sizzler. We're going Sizzler. You guys go to Sizzler every week. You win every week and you complain.
Wait, look at this. They're 20-5 over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They've won 20 of 25 football games with the crappiest passing attack in pro football for a contending team.
It can't be 8. That's whatever the winning formula is. You have a great head coach. He's Italian. I'm biased, as you are. I like Big Dom. And I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're a well-run organization. I think the worst thing that could happen is if you lose the field in general. We have forgotten that over time. I'm tired of the statistics thing. Herbert's got great statistics every year. They're going to have trouble beating the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, okay?
They are.
So my understanding is as long as the kid's in the gym, as long as he's staying out of trouble, as long as the team looks up to him, and which they do. I don't care what A.J. Brown says. A.J. Brown could be traded to the Atlanta Falcons tomorrow, and they'd be crap just like they are now, okay? Or they'd be middle of the road. It's Justin. It's his team. And, the Eagles, what I like about him, nobody really has to stick up for him. He just keeps playing.
Jalen keeps playing, absolutely.
Jalen keeps playing. He doesn't care. And he comes with wins all the time. But in order to keep the product going on sports radio, you know as well as I do, whether in Philadelphia, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, whatever, you have to have controversy. To me, this is one of the dumbest controversies of all time because if Jalen Hurts goes down tomorrow, Philadelphia is never going to the Super Bowl, period.
Okay, well, I'm going to go here then. If the Eagles win on Sunday, your Chicago Bears may be in first place in the NFC North.
They got to beat Minnesota. Now, they blew the first game. Folks, I got my rhythm right now. I just want to let everybody out there know that. But
you haven't been sold on this Bears team this year.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not sold till the end. I mean, you know this as well as anybody. You've been doing this for a long time. What we're saying today, if they go into a 1-4 tailspin, will be forgotten.
That's
okay.
Right.
And Ben Johnson will be now, and Caleb will be, I don't know. They need to blow somebody out. They have had fortune. You put Dart out of the game. You block the field goal. They've had great fortune that we've never had before. Believe me, folks. So I'm so happy that they're 6-3. But the over-under is 8.5. And there are still people crapping in the bed because they know what the schedule coming up is Green Bay, Philadelphia, San Francisco. But I happen to think the main problem with the Bears right now is they're 0-2 in the division. So they have to win a division game this week. They don't want to go 0-3.
That's right here. Are you more of a believer in Caleb Williams or Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson. He calls a great game, calmness on the sidelines that we haven't had in years. I questioned his pay, $13 million a year, but right now he's worth it. And I hope I eat crow for saying that. He's earned every cent of it. If he knows there's a team that's weak against the run, he will run. He doesn't have the ego like, let's say, Brian Billick had. When Brian Billick was with the Ravens, I thought that Trent Dilfer, quarterback, one of the more amazing seasons.
Yeah.
In Super Bowl era, because if he would have been one of those guys that wanted to say, yeah, I'll play according to being a manager. And if he wanted to start gunslinging, you know this, Dan, there are quarterbacks are told keep it under this, and they go crazy.
That's right.
He managed that season and was at time of possession. And then Billick says, I'm getting Elvis Gerbach because I'm going to show everybody what I can do. I'm a passing guru. And that was the end of him. Okay. He should have kept Trent Dilfer. Ben Johnson, I can't tell you.
That's right. They went to Kyle Buller after that.
And then they ended up, they're getting lost. So, to me, Ben Johnson will run if he has to run, pass if he has to pass. He has an ego already, but it's a confident ego. It's not like I'm the greatest because he's in the land of Ditka. There's never going to be anybody bigger than him unless the guy strings off some Super Bowls. But I do believe this, and you know this. If they were 3-6, I'd be worried about Sunday. They're 6-3, and I'm hopeful. I think they can win.
It's how you think. If you had to pick a coach in Chicago history, would it be Ditko or Hallis?
Well, listen, Hallis won in 63, but George Allen was really, if you look back.
Yeah, he was the coach on that team.
He was a coach. He was a defensive coach, and he was a brilliant coach.
That's how he got the Washington job. Or he got the Ram job first, and then he got the Washington
job. I loved him. We loved him. Hallis let him go, felt threatened by him. Ditka and other players were exited out because Ditka said he throws around nickels like sewer covers. So Ditka ended up coming back only because he wrote him a letter of apology.
He did. I've seen the letter.
Yeah, and it's Ditka to me. He changed the culture, but Hallis, I mean, without him, there's no league. So they're both on Mount Rushmore to me. That's
Do you think? Chicago. What if Hallis had picked Buddy to be the head coach of the Bears instead of Ditka? Do you think that 85 team wins the Super Bowl?
The thing I always lean on is how did you do against your competitor? Buddy Ryan was 0-4 against Mike Ditka.
0-4?
Yeah, look it up.
Against that team?
Against Mike Ditka was 4-0 against Buddy Ryan coach teams, whether it be Arizona, I think it was Philadelphia. Somebody can look it up. 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah. Mike Ditka was the better coach. Buddy Ryan almost got him there. And the Fog Bowl was the one that was God came down and said, I'm going to have a bunch of guys over. We're going to play poker, and there's going to be a lot of smoke. And, man, the Fog Bowl was unbelievable. I remember not seeing it even while I was watching it.
Let me tell you what Jerome told me. So Jerome Brown was in that game, and Jerome told me, he goes, I couldn't see the quarterback.
I couldn't.
From in my stance, and I'm right in front of him. And he goes, and Mike, after that game, I think the weather games, I think they took that Fog Bowl game, and that's why they postpone games, or that's why they move games now, because you'll never see anything like that again in history.
That was awesome. Well, I think look at, they give I hate the thunder and lightning stoppages. I really do.
Yeah.
Play through it.
That's right. Who cares if they get hit by whatever?
When we were kids, we'd hang out at the playground. You'd find a place where you could duck
Mike,
on.
was that one of the craziest Chicago games you ever saw? Was that Fog
Absolutely.
Bowl?
It was awesome. I mean, the Fog Bowl, and God was on our side. Ditka, the legend lived on. I mean, because I'll tell you this, I get tired of hearing about Michael Vick and the black quarterbacks. Listen, I go back to James Harris. I go back to some very, very good black quarterbacks. Also, people I respect like Warren Moon, who had to go to Canada. You see guys today playing that. I mean, I'm watching Justin Fields last night. What a con man this guy is. 16 and 37 for Christ's sake, and he's still getting millions of dollars. And then when things go bad, he goes, "I was in the closet crying, or I was with Jesus." This guy's a genius. This guy is a freaking genius, man. Yeah. So Randall Cunningham, to me, if you're going to judge quarterbacks, okay, he's in the top 25 all time.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to judge black quarterbacks, he's in the top 3.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not even a question. He's probably number 1.
I would tell you this. He is what Patrick Mahomes is right now. And
absolutely. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes, wait a minute. I have a biracial division. I'm sorry. He's not in that.
Hey, listen, Randall.
No, listen. Well, you know what? I'll make him a white quarterback. If they're going to make him a black quarterback, I'll make him a white quarterback. I mean, I understand how everything's supposed to work.
I get you. I got it. Mike,
I'm looking for a menu. I'm looking for the memo. I'm supposed to wait a minute. Okay.
Mike, Seattle and the Rams. Who do you like in that thing?
I'm looking. I think it's the quarterbacks. Who would you need to win?
Brings this up all the time to me, and I go, he goes, "You like Seattle, huh, Sales?" And I go like this, "Yeah." He goes, "What about Darnold?" I'm like, "Oh God."
No, here's my deal. I like what Sam Darnold's done because everybody in the business, including me and you, and I didn't even know you then, when he was with other teams, we were trashing the crap out of him. So right now we probably are in talk show hell. That means you're wrong, folks.
Hey, Mike, he's 21 and 5 in 2 years in the regular season.
And I apologize to him now, unless because it was the organizations, the Cleveland Browns, the Jets, the Panthers. There's certain teams that will never have good quarterbacks. But if you're telling me who strikes terror in my heart if I have to bet against them, Matthew Stafford, without a doubt, in my God blessed mind. He could have me out there, and I'd probably have 6 catches for 5 yards, but that's beside the point. And I'd probably have a fumble. But he's the guy that terrifies me. Sam Darnold, I still think so, Danny, that people don't believe in him.
Yeah.
After even the record you read.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Denver, Kansas City. That's another big. We got some big games this weekend, dude.
I love the league right now. And
I do too. There's some great games. How about Denver? If Kansas City loses this game, Mike, they're in big trouble here because right now they're out of the playoff race.
Yeah.
If it were to start today, and if they lose this almost assures Denver. And how about this with Denver? They got to win over Philly.
I think it's another game. It's gonna look on any given Sunday, okay, and in Kansas City's not an automatic like it used to be, but he's still the betting favorite. I would lean Kansas City. I don't care if it's. I think they're giving Denver 3, something like that, 3.5. And I love Patrick Mahomes, and I love Bo Nix. I think he'll get better and better. He's a coach's son, tough son of a bitch, classic. Looks like a 50s quarterback with the butch cut, the whole ball waxed. So I think, but Sean Payton has to call a solid game. He likes to get cute, and he's won this one Super Bowl. He's got to win another one in my world, for any credence in my world.
Mike, I've always said this about Payton. By the way, he's a former Chicago Bear quarterback, believe it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're going to use that metric with Belichick, with Brady, what's he done without Breeze?
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I like Sean Payton a lot.
Yeah,
And he's a hardworking guy. I know this for a fact. I was on radio in Chicago. Great true story. Sean Payton was a recruiting and assistant coach at, I believe, Miami of Ohio. And he had just visited somebody in Wisconsin. Okay. And he was driving through Chicago and he got to the south side. And I was talking about a kid named John Shackey, who played for Park Ridge High School, Maine South in Park Ridge, and how he put up 2,500 yards and how he could pass with anybody and blah, blah, blah. He turned around, drove back about 20 miles, recruited the kid. The kid played a couple years, hurt his knee after that. But that's the kind of dedication. He said, hey, this talk show host found somebody that may be able to help me. And he ended up helping him.
Huh.
Yeah, and that's Sean Payton. So I respect his work ethic. That's another game, though, I don't bet on. You know what? I always have this saying. There's other games. You don't have to bet. You don't need to bet the hyped games. You know where you win? The garbage game. I've seen more bad football. I watched the Cleveland Jet game. I had the Jets. I had a great week last week. I leaned, except for the stupid Green Bay game. I had a great week on X. North to North, NORTH, number 2 NORTH. Folks, I'll tell you what, it was heaven on earth. Indianapolis lost. I had the Saints. I had the.
Well, you're the king of crappy football.
Oh, I am the king of crap. Oh, Carolina. I watched them upset Green Bay. Oh, it was beautiful. Now this week, be careful, folks. But there's some home dogs that might be interesting too. I think, like I think Danny, you agree with me. It's time for Trevor Lawrence to grow up.
Oh yeah, you got to win, son. You got to win.
If you can beat the Chargers,
let's go.
Then you're starting to legitimize yourself.
He had a game this. Did they beat? I think they beat Kansas City.
And
I remember looking over at my wife and I said, this guy's got to win this game because it's time for him to win games like this. You've got to win those games.
And yet the Chargers with Herbert coming into town with Jim Harbaugh. I don't think people are really wholesalely sold on Jim Harbaugh. I love Jimmy. Loved him as a quarterback in Chicago, ultimate winner. Palled around with him, great guy. Never dreamt he'd be a great coach. Proud of him. But something's not right. I don't see them at the end of the rainbow. You know what I mean?
You don't think they're one of the top 4 teams in the AFC?
Man, that's a tough one. We're gonna find out about some teams like Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, this is a big weekend, man.
We're gonna find out about Pittsburgh playing Cincinnati getting 5.5. We're gonna find out if Pittsburgh. Now, see, this is the kind of game that Cincinnati. Flacco's been on fire.
Yes,
he's been out of his mind. He's been the second best quarterback, like in the last 3-4 games in football. But if Pittsburgh has any hope, and I'm not saying you could have hope and you could beat Pittsburgh and still get your ass kicked, I think Pittsburgh's got a shot to cover the game.
As my coach used to say, Jimmy Johnson, hope's not a strategy.
Oh, no. There's no doubt about that, man. I tell the story. I got in a fight with a kid. My first fight as a kid, I got my butt kicked by a kid named Bobby Burns. I was like 12 years old. He was like 13. He beat my brains in for about 2 minutes. So I got home and my dad said, well, what happened? I said, I got in a fight, man. And I got my eye screwed up. And then the guy said, listen. He goes, listen, just keep your guard up. Go back out there and get him. I go, okay. I went back out there, got my ass kicked again. Okay. So you can want revenge. You can want hope. You could want to get these guys, just like Minnesota. The Bears might want revenge against Minnesota for the game 1. That don't mean they're going to win. How many games did people really need? Have you seen where people really needed the game and they came up short?
That's right. Hey, Mike, let me tell you a story of my grandpa. So I got thrown out of.
I love when you tell grandpa stories.
Okay, my grandpa. This is my grandpa. This is
father's side or mother's side.
This is my dad. This is
right.
I was raised in a 100% Italian family.
Oh, hey.
My grandpa spoke Italian. My grandma spoke Italian.
Manja.
So listen to this. I got thrown out of Maryland.
Nice.
Because I threw a guy out of.
I'm sure that's a proud moment in family history.
No, it wasn't, because my aunt, my aunt who's watching right now.
Yeah.
She had to go down there with my Aunt Betty. She had to go down there. Bobby Ross was the coach.
Yeah.
And they were crying, and I got thrown out because I threw a guy out of a window.
That's not good. But it was, what floor was it?
It was the first floor, and it was in a snowdrift.
Right.
It wasn't really like something wasn't. Okay, well, anyway.
Yeah, the guy crossed the line.
So wait a minute. Well, no, I was trying to date his girlfriend. It was a whole.
Well, you know what? I think you handled it very deftly.
Well, anyway, so okay, so
man.
I get home, I get thrown out. I'm like this. Look, I got my head down. I'm looking up to God and looking for help. And my grandpa comes around the corner. He goes, "Wait, what are you doing?" And he goes, "You think that guy's helping you?" He goes, "If you don't get into a school and no one calls, you're working on the boat or you're going to army." And I looked, I go, ugh. He goes, "Well, you think that guy's help?" Because he went just like this with me. Yeah. What are you looking at? Yeah. I go,
Let me tell you something. By the way, I just want to say, at one time I did like Miami University. And I'll tell you when. I've loved a couple. I've been friends. I'm tight. I did a show with Shane Matthews, but he didn't go there. He went to Florida. Steve Walsh.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I remember meeting, who's the kid that won the Heisman Trophy? The Italian kid.
Gino Toretta.
Gino, great guy. Great guy. So, but Bernie Kosar, man. There was nobody. Classic old school guy. Had the different, just looked different in the pocket.
He's in a tough place right now.
Yeah, liver problem. And
we had him on a month and a half ago. And
okay.
And we had him on, this was before, and I've been talking to him pretty much daily now.
Wow.
And Mario Cristobal called him yesterday and spoke to him. You know us Miami guys. We're very tight.
Oh, you should be.
We're very tight.
Let me tell you something. I go back to before Jimmy Johnson for sure.
Howard.
Howard was the man to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if they were going to do a documentary on Miami football,
Howard.
With respect to it's the building.
Yeah, Howard.
How you built it.
They almost stopped the program, Mike.
Right. So I just love those teams. They got really huge, of course, and deservedly so. I always thought that Howard Schnellenberger was as good a coach as Jimmy Johnson.
He is, and he is not allowed to go into the Hall of Fame because he doesn't have enough of a win percentage. And I've been trying to tell these guys to drop that requirement and that metric for them to get in.
Man. Come
on.
He
built Louisville, he built Miami, and he built FAU. He gets no credit for that, for going in. He was coached, by the way, if you remember,
he built Miami.
By the way, he was on the coaching staff that was on the undefeated Miami Dolphin team.
Yeah.
He was on the coaching staff with Bear Bryant. He was the guy that recruited Namath.
He was a guy that I would have loved to have played for. Had the pipe, knew how to sell the university, did a great job wherever he was at. You're absolutely right, Danny, that he did not, he came in at the beginning of most of these things and built programs or tore down what was there and built up. And so there's no doubt that that's the hidden story, because Miami went on, I don't know necessarily bigger and better things. I didn't start to I don't hate Miami. I respect them from the Testaverde years on.
Yeah.
Okay. And before that,
those were my years.
Well, that's a problem. That was a problem.
Hey,
I didn't have a way out.
Wait. Listen. I'll give you this here. So I went to Catholic schools my entire life.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
You Catholic school survivor like me.
Yeah. So get this. So we're playing Notre Dame. We beat the crap out of them 57 or 58-7. We beat them.
I remember the game. It was one of the worst
51 points.
Yeah, you guys.
The biggest ass kicking to this day in Notre Dame history.
How about after the game? How much fun did you guys have?
Listen, wait. I'm going to tell you this though. People forget Notre Dame was beating Miami 77-0.
I remember
back in the Parsegian years, and so people had forgotten that. We played them 2 years later. We beat them 20-0. So in my time there, we beat them 88 or 78-7.
Right.
And so I remember this. I go home and I'm really proud. We've beaten Notre Dame. I walked in there and I said this. Touchdown Jesus took a knee today. And my nuns, how could you say those things? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Notre Dame used to kick the crap out of us. She's like, why would you say touchdown Jesus? And I'm like, oh my God, I took so much crap for that.
Yeah, it's all, you know what? Everything's fabricated. Now you were saying it and I'm going, that's not bad. What you said.
I thought it was a joke too, Mike.
No
one took it that way. Coach Parsegian was in the booth with Musburger, and he comes down and he goes, "Did you?" And I go, "Coach, you used to kick the crap." See, I had a chance to go to Notre Dame. I
met him.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to play for Jerry Fouts.
Who would?
I didn't.
I remember when he got hired. We thought they were off their rockers because look, we respected Jerry Fouts. But we knew after year one there was a problem. Nobody really wanted to play for Jerry.
I didn't want to play for him.
I'll be honest with you.
I took a recruiting trip to him, but I was like, no way.
Era Parsegian, to me, was, I remember him at Northwestern.
Yeah.
He won there.
He did.
When he went to Notre Dame. He's up there with the top guys.
Rockney,
Leahy.
Yeah,
you name it.
Yeah,
he's up there with them. And Holtz. These guys, they've won national championships. Era Parsegian took a lot of heat for I used to have Era on my radio show. And there's certain guys that I followed when I was a kid.
I liked him a lot.
And when he came on, what a gentleman. And what a statistician. And you know what? The Michigan State game, 10-10. Too bad. You play within the way the rules were back then. Michigan State with Bubba Smith had a great team. But, man, I remember those teams. Johnny Heward, Terry Hanratty, Jack Snow.
I'm friends with Terry Hanratty. He lives in Connecticut now, New Canaan.
You tell him, Mike North. You tell these guys. I love him.
I love him. Mike, I'm going to tell you one last one. There was one guy I wanted to play for, and I was getting recruited in high school. And, man, did I want to go and play for Woody. I wanted to play for Woody Hayes so bad. I used to get these phone calls, and this would be this. So he'd say this. How you doing? And he had this lisp, and I could tell you come no hat day. And even after, and I'm watching the game with my grandpa. Out of his mind. I'm watching the Gator Bowl with my grandpa, and the guy punches the guy in the face. I remember my grandpa going like this. Well, that'll be the last time you get a call from him. Sure enough, man. Earl Bruce gets the job. I get recruited to go there, and I'm like, I will never play for that guy.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now.
Never play for that dude, man.
I'll tell you right now. Woody Hayes.
I love Coach Hayes.
I did too. And look, I sat through the 3-3 games. I sat through the 6-3 games where 9 out of 10 calls were runs up the middle. I suffered through those years. But Bo and Woody, legendary. Woody Hayes hated the opposition. Look, I don't know if it's flaws in my character, but here's the people that I respect and love. I think it might Bobby Knight.
Okay.
Woody Hayes. I do love Lou Holtz. Okay. I thought he brought Notre Dame back. You know?
Mike, but here's the thing he used to do. I don't know how we're going to beat the Miami team. That Miami team has got so much. And Jimmy Johnson would look at him and go,
he had screw.
You're 10-0. I don't know how we're going to beat.
He would head screw you.
He goes, this Miami team is so freaking good.
You were.
You're 10-0.
Don't matter. You guys were good. You guys were good.
We were pretty good. By the way, I got Pitt beating Notre Dame this weekend. I'm sure you'll like that.
I think Notre Dame may make a statement. And because Pitt's having, but I
Pitt's
think
good. That
Pitt's
freshman
good.
quarterback can play.
I know. Well, you know what? We'll see what he does against this type of talent. Notre Dame can't screw up, so every game is like
that's right. They got no
every
leeway.
game's a playoff game for them. I just love this playoff system.
Me
The
too.
idiots that never had this set up to begin with, they're
Right.
saying in their minds, 40 years ago we could have done this, and I'd be a billionaire. and we got 6 teams maybe going from the SEC, where you used to get maybe the most 2.
Yeah.
Okay. But now you can
they make it 8.
Yeah. So this is the greatest thing, since sliced bread, and they have to be filled with regret for the way this has all turned out. I still I said last week I like Texas Tech as national champs at plus 2,000. Well, they won this week and they beat BYU pretty good. And they're down to 1,800. And I had A&M, they're plus 1,000. They went down to plus 750. People are starting to believe in A&M, so keep an eye on those 2 teams.
Well, this is what I'm hoping for this weekend for my Canes. Pitt beats Notre Dame. OU beats Bama. And you got Georgia beating Texas. That'll put them to sleep because they also got A&M and 2.
This is a big game for Arch Manning. You're going against,
you bet.
Yeah.
This is it.
I don't want
you can redeem yourself in this ball game.
Yeah, well, and they're 6-point underdogs. I think it may fall within the number, but Georgia's a powerhouse. That's it. They're on the schedule, and I'm not a big Sarkisian guy. I'm really not. He is never really the USC program. He burnt to the ground. They were running wild in the street. He couldn't find the football players. They didn't know where they were at. And so then he gets the Alabama gig, which put him back on the map.
Yeah.
And I always thought, man, I can't believe Texas hired him. We're going to find out.
Yep.
Because big game Sark, it doesn't show up a lot.
Mike, we're here next week, right?
You do this to me every time. I don't know why. I get this thing. I go, who is this?
I don't know either.
I think I'm dodging a bookmaker right now. So when I get a text at 2 a.m, are you in? I don't go up and I go, oh, thank God it's Dan.
Mike, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week. And hey, it's good luck to text me like that. I like that.
Yeah, Mike.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi to Philly and everybody. Good night, everybody.
You got it, man. That's my friend Mike North. We love Mike North, man. Awesome stuff. We appreciate him very much. The legendary Philly Godfather is going to join us, but we got to make some money here, or Xander's going to kick my tail. Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason, and that is this: because they win, my friends. You bet. With over $30 billion recovered, Morgan & Morgan is the #1 injury law firm in all the world, not just America, because they win with their thousands of attorneys coast to coast. If you're ever injured, do me a favor. This will be the easiest decision you've ever made in your life. Ultima and John Morgan built this company for one reason. That was to make sure families like yours were defended. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sil sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
Had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh. Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Some of you guys are just crybabies. I mean, I get more people moaning on my X account right now over that comment about Howie Roseman. Like, I mean, honestly, let me see where I'm at here with this thing. I mean, more people are bitching and moaning about me just saying that the guy has a great general manager. The guys are just, I mean, soft. It's almost like you think that this guy's doing this by himself. He's not. How stupid are you? Here, let me read you the exact quote that I said in this. And by the way, is it Jalen Hurts wins because Howie Roseman has put great talent around him, the same way Nick Saban put great talent around him when he was at Alabama. Okay? I mean, here's what like the only reason Jalen Hurts wins is because Howie Roseman. And that's the headline, which I'd love it because that's the headline. But if you listen to what I said, I did, and I do agree with that. If he had Duke Tobin around him, or he had some shitty general manager like Andrew Barry around him, he's not winning. No, I don't. And I don't like hot dogs either. Assholes and lips. My grandpa used to say, not good. Talk shit about Allen. Watch Stills turn into a baby. Talk shit. You can't talk shit on him. He's the best quarterback in pro football talent-wise. What are you talking about? The same way Joe Montana had, Joe Montana didn't have talent around him when he won the first Super Bowl, guy. Zero talent. He had a great defense, and it was Montana. There was nobody on that team in that first Super Bowl they won. Nobody was on that Montana team. Nobody. There's not one Hall of Famer on that football team in the first Super Bowl he won offensively. Not one. He did not play with one Hall of Famer in that first Super Bowl win. Not one. Well, how do you think you won your Super Bowl? Great offense and a great defense. But you have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and a 2,000-yard rusher. He had none of that. None of it. Not one player on that offense went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Not one player was really that great on that football team. It was the defense and Joe. How you doing? How you doing? Okay? How you doing? That's right. They just lost to the Dolphins because if he doesn't play well, the Bills lose. If Hurts sucks, they win. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. By the way, legendary Philly Cat Fighter going to join us in a couple minutes. How you doing? Football wasn't what it is today. Back then, come on, man. You mean what? Jalen Hurts having all these superstar players and Montana not having superstar players and winning Super Bowls? Oh, yeah, okay. Excuses. Facts. You make excuses. Those are facts. Facts. Hey, watch this. Nobody ever talks like this. Well, if Allen doesn't have this guy, that's going to be a factor. If Lane Johnson's not playing, wow, is that a factor for Josh? Nobody says that shit. If Josh doesn't play well, they lose. If Josh plays great, they win, which is always. How you doing? Okay. See here. Can't compare Jalen Hurts to Joe Cool. You can't compare Brady to Joe Montana. Bro, Joe Montana got the shit hit out of him. You can't touch the golden boy. You kidding me? Remember that Carolina game a couple years back when they came out of nowhere and they threw that flag in that Carolina game for roughing the passer? Roughing the passer? Montana had his spleen ripped out in a Giant game. What's his name? Leonard Marshall broke his clavicle in a game. You kidding me? You can't hit quarterback like that anymore. So it's Brady or Montana? Montana all night. I agree with Lawrence Taylor. You know what Lawrence Taylor said that he would do to Brady if he played? I'd knock the goat out of him. He goes, so would Reggie. Reggie would knock the goat out of Brady if he played. You imagine Reggie White going after Tom Brady? It'd be illegal. Reggie White would break that guy in half. That's how good Joe Montana was. That's why LT says he's the GOAT quarterback is Montana. Absolutely, it's true. Hey, you know what? And think about this too, my friend. Hey, Pete, you know why people don't want to ever say that Brady isn't better than Montana? He's got more rings. Okay. That means then that Bill Russell's better than Michael Jordan because he's got 11 championships. Okay, I got it. How come you don't use that metric on Jordan? Right? Well, if we're going by wins and the most championships, isn't that Bill Russell? Well, if we're going to use one, oh, wait, no, Jordan. And you're like, wait a minute. Well, Jordan's got 6. That guy's got 11. Wow. Man, that's a great question. I've never been asked that. Man, that's a close one. I'm going to go. Randall was more. That's chicken shit. I'll take Warren Moon by a nudge. I think Warren Moon's one of the top 10 quarterbacks ever to play, too. By a smidge. I'll take Moon. That's not true. Drake May's having a better year. He's not fucking better than him. Stop that shit. Dude, that's like saying Jalen Hurts belongs in a conversation with Josh Allen when he's got the shittiest passing team in football the last 2 years. Stop it. Shouldn't we be dumped on other great conversation? What a great take. Get this. That's a great topic. Who are the worst GMs in football? Who are the worst GMs in the NFL? I love that. NFL GMs in 2025. That will tell you more about the football teams. Listen to this. Joe Schoen, okay, Giants, okay. Mickey Loomis, Saints. Chris Greer in Miami. How many people believe that like Tua had a chance to win in Miami with Chris Greer, who hadn't won a playoff game in 10 years? He hadn't won a playoff game in 10 years as general manager of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, Warren Moon has been on this program numerous times, and I have tremendous respect. Warren Moon should get his number back from Cam Ward. He actually asked him. I know Cam and I know Warren very well, and he came on the program, and we asked him that question. He said he respectfully asked me if I could wear the number 1, and I said, absolutely. And he thought it was really cool that he at least came to him. Jerry Jones, absolutely. Jerry Jones lets down Dak Prescott. I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to put together the worst general managers and see how that matches up with the quarterbacks that are on the team. Sills, there is always one coach or GM gets fired we don't expect. Who do you think will be on the list for Black Monday? I wonder if Kyle Shanahan stays in San Francisco after this year. Let me look at that. It's a great question. That's a great question. Mike Vrabel's such a great coach. Dude, would it be shocking if what you guys say about Buffalo, they move off of Sean McDermott? Because if you're not going anywhere with Josh Allen and you got that guy, and by the way, just to tell you this, the Bucs play that team this weekend. I looked at the defensive numbers. They're like 15th or 16th. They're not very good defensively, and they're one of the worst run defensive football teams in the league this year, the Buffalo Bills. They're getting beat by teams that can run the ball. If a team can run the ball like New England can, they can beat Buffalo. Buffalo's defense is terrible. You know, John Harbaugh could be a guy out the door. Okay? Get this. Jalen Hurts has winning numbers and has championship credentials. Guys like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson is just all regular season numbers, no championship credentials, and yet they're the highest paid players in the league for a reason, and people evaluate them as a better player than Hurts. Absolutely true. You forgot that other dynamic. Absolutely. All right. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. This has got games everywhere this weekend. There are so many good NFL football games this weekend. And each and every single week, we do a great segment here with our friend, the legendary Philly Godfather. And it is one of the best segments that I do each and every single week because we break down every NFL football game that we talk about that's going to be on the schedule this weekend. Make no mistake about it. There's some game-changing and I think some playoff implication games this weekend. And also, I'll make that comment to you that I think there's some college football games this weekend that are playoff games this weekend when it comes to how we're going to look at, in my opinion, how we're going to look at the college bowl rankings this coming Tuesday. So without further ado, my friend, who comes on each and every single Friday, the legendary Philly Godfather joins us right now. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Dan? Just on this little weight loss program I've been on.
You look good, bro.
It's been tough. It's been tough. I dropped about 40 pounds, but it's getting rough now, man. Sticking to that diet.
How about this, man? Do you have any cheating days?
Yeah, once a week I'll get a slice of pizza or something.
Yeah, that's what Rock does. Rock goes on them fasting things. But I'll tell you what, when he has like a cheating day, this guy goes to like Denny's. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot to eat this weekend on these football games, man. I want to get right to them. I think they're going to be some great games. We're going to look at pretty much all of them here. Washington and the Dolphins. You know what Mike North told me? I found out about these crappy games. He said that I'm the king of the crappy games. These are the games that he likes to bet on. This is where you make some of your money here. The Dolphins are giving, I guess, Washington 2.5 points in this ball game. It's 47.5. What do you like in this one? It's down. It's the Spain game, by the way.
Yeah, overseas. Never know what you're going to get. But, I mean, as long as you got an edge like Mike North, keep firing. Line opened up 1.5 on Miami. It's up to 2.5. Total's at 47.5, which I think is a little light, considering the fact that, Washington's pass defense is probably one of the worst in the NFL, and Miami's isn't much better. Both pass defenses are really banged up. I think the Redskins' pass defense is the most banged up other than the Detroit Lions going into Sunday. Both teams have struggled to put pressure on their opposing quarterbacks all season. They rank in near the bottom of the league in pressure and sack rate. So these quarterbacks should light it up here. They might probably score 60 in this one. So going over 47.5 is probably the right thing to do in this game. When it comes to betting the side, it feels like Miami's playing a better football, right? They beat the Bills. They beat the Falcons 2 of the last 3 weeks. It's just hard laying 2.5 against a team that's only won 3 games all season. But why? I mean, taking Washington here, I'm not rushing to the window to do that either. Backup QB, banged up roster. I guess Miami on the money line is probably the right side. I didn't bet it, but it's probably the right side. But I like the over 47.5 more.
I'll tell you, this game here has got some implications in the NFC South. So the Panthers are sitting at 5-5, and they got to go to Atlanta on a team that is 3-6. And if they want to stay in any kind of opportunity to win the NFC South, that would be the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Bucs have a big game. We're going to get to that as they go up to Orchard Park and play the Bills. And then, believe it or not, the Buccaneers have the Rams on the flip side of that game. It's a big game here for the Panthers because if they can go 6-5 on the season, I think they get the bye this coming week. They could be tied with the Bucs for the NFC South by next Monday. So it's a big game. Panthers take care of business and go into Atlanta and get the win. I believe that they're 3.5-point favorites in this game against Atlanta. Who do you like in this one?
Well, Atlanta's minus 3.5, actually. They're favored.
Okay.
Anywhere from 3 to 3.5. And you got to think, I mean, after the way the Panthers blew out Atlanta in week, 3, 30-0, that the Falcons have this game circled. I think Atlanta's the better team. I like them here at minus 3, even though Carolina is the healthier team on both offense and defense. The Falcons have been really unlucky this season. They lost 3 games by field goal or less. And I think this is a perfect spot for them to grab a home win after dropping 4 straight losses. So Panthers may have 2 more wins on the season, but I still think the Falcons are the better team. Atlanta ranks 13 spots higher in on offense and yards per play. And they're the better defensive team, ranking 10 spots better than Carolina in opponent yards per play. So I think the Falcons get the job done here. I think they cover the 3-point spread. Panthers had some issues with ball security. I think they ranked 15th in the NFL in turnover margin. Falcons are kind of stingy in that department. They rank third. So I like the Falcons here at -3.
This Bears team, I want to try to figure them out, and I really don't know who the Vikings are. I think they're a headless team with that quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. And the Bears here, they're 6-3. Do you like the Bears to go into Minneapolis and get this win, or do you think the Vikings run their record of 5-5? Boy, that NFC North race could come down to the last week of the season. What do you like in this one here?
Yeah, the Vikings are anywhere from 2.5 to 3-point favorites. The total's at 48.5. Bears actually tied for first place. It's as crazy as it sounds. And I think the Bears should have beaten that Vikings team the last time they played. So I think they get the job done here. I think you won't even need the points. If you want to take 3 on the Bears for security, you can take the Bears on the money line. Both pass defenses not playing that great this year. They're ranking in the basement of the NFL in opponent yards per pass attempt. But the Bears pass defense has an excuse. They've been a little banged up lately. I think the Bears are the better team. They're ranked number 1 in turnover margin. They're stingy with the football. They don't make mistakes. Minnesota ranks 30th. So in a game with a close point spread like this, give me the team that doesn't turn the ball over as much. And I like the Bears. I think they win the game. I think they cover the spread. I think they're the better team, man.
Wow, they go to 7-3. What's funny about this game is Joe Burrow had his 21-day window opened. So, and here the Steelers, they've wobbled all year long. They're 5-4. It's a home game here. They're 5.5-point favorites over the Bengals here. Any chance for the Bengals in this ball game? Joe Flacco has been insane in what he's done there, man. Do you think Flacco can right the ship here and get that team to 4-6?
As long as they don't turn the ball over. The Bengals love turning the ball over. And as great as Flacco has looked at 40 years old, when he's under pressure, he's only got like a 38.7 passer rating this year. So I know the Bengals beat the Steelers last time out, but Pittsburgh lost that turnover about 2-0. I don't think that happens here. I think there's some revenge. Steelers are 5.5-point favorites. And I won't be surprised if this game gets ugly. I like the Steelers here -5.5.
I'm not doing the Texans and Titans here, but I will do Packers and Giants. Packers come off that tough loss on Monday night against the Eagles. It's at MetLife. The greatness of Jameis Winston starting in this game for that 2-8 New York Giants football team. They're a headless team right now. No Brian Dable there. Packers go in, right the ship. I believe the Giants are getting 7 in this ball game. Boy, that's a lot of points, 42.5. Jordan Love was brutal. Knowing that, he'll probably have a game of 350 yards in this game against this Giants team. You think they cover the points here in this?
I think so. The Giants have been gutted on offense. No coach, no quarterback, no neighbors, no scatterboo. 7 points, I don't think it's enough, even though the Packers, I think they're just 1-3 against the spread on the road this season. Everyone loves watching Jameis play, but he does throw a ton of turnovers, a ton of interceptions. Right side's probably the Packers -7. If you want to play it safe, tie them into like a teaser, get them down to a pick 'em with maybe the Bears +10 or the Seahawks +10, even the Texans at +1. You probably cash a ticket, but I can't bet the Giants here. They just got too many issues, man.
This is an interesting ball game in Jacksonville here. Chargers are 7-3. Okay. The Jaguars are 5-4. They're fighting right now for a playoff spot. As right now, I think the playoffs, the Jags are in, and Kansas City's out because of that win over Kansas City early in the year that Herbert has, that Trevor Lawrence has. Boy, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, this is quite a quarterback matchup. Both these guys have to win games like this, and I would think Trevor Lawrence more so than anyone has to win a game like this. Jags are underdogs in this ball game from what I'm seeing here. So, in your opinion, Chargers go in there. This is that revenge game a little bit, maybe a couple of years ago when he threw all those picks. Yeah. Chargers win the ball game?
I like him here a little bit. Line opened up 2.5. It went down to as low as 1.5. It's back up to -3. And there's no sharp money taken to 3 on the Jags. So that'll tell you something right there because that's such a key number. Anytime it hits 3, if you see that number disappear, then and the dogs decide. But I think the favorites decide here on the road. Huge meltdown last week for the Jags, so you never know how they're going to respond to that. The only good news here is that Jacksonville, I think they're a little healthier heading into Sunday. In the trenches, both teams, they've actually struggled to protect their quarterback. I think they're ranked 23rd in sacks allowed per game, and the Chargers are ranked 27th or 28th. But on the defensive side, I mean, Chargers have a bigger edge, generating pressure. I think they're ranked like 8th in pressure rate and sack rate. Jacksonville hasn't been able to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks all year. They might be ranked 30th or 31st in that metric. And if you can't get pressure on, Justin Herbert, you can't force him to make some mistakes. I mean, it could be a long day. I like the Chargers here. Anything under a field goal, -2.5. They're the better team, more complete team.
The point spread is starting to go up a little bit here. Buccaneers and Bills. This is a big game for Tampa. Tampa doesn't have Bucky Irvin now. Also, Chris Godwin has been ruled out. They got Luke Gedeke back, their right offensive tackle. And Buffalo's coming off that brutal loss to the Miami Dolphins. Bills are favored by 5.5 in this game at home in Orchard Park. I get it, but 5.5 with a 6-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Vegas is telling us something here. Do you buy what they're saying here?
Yeah, I think Buffalo's the right side. I think it's a good buy low spot after they just lost to Miami. So people are having reservations about, putting down some money on the Bills again. Tampa Bay still banged up on offense. Probably we see a huge bounce back game by Josh Allen against a defense that ranks 22nd in opponent yards per pass attempt. So that Buccaneers defense isn't going to help him out this week at all. And Josh Allen, I mean, I think Superman comes back this week and has a big game. Bills offense still ranks 3rd in yards per play. Tampa Bay's offense falling off with all the injuries. I think they sit now like at 17th in that metric. And over the last 3 games, I think the Buccaneers have the 4th worst offense in the NFL. So those injuries caught up to them. I like the Bills here, -5.5. If you want to put them in a teaser, grab +1.5 and bet the under 53.5. You probably make some money there as well.
What a massive game. There's really quite a few massive games this weekend that have playoff implications here. Seattle versus the Rams. It's at SoFi in Inglewood. The Rams are favored by 3 at home in this ball game. There you go. And every time I start talking good about Seattle, people go, Sam Darnold. And I'm like, yeah, I got it. Sam Darnold. And there I am. I mean, maybe I have to shake that. But the guy's won 21 of 26 football games from a year ago where he went 14-3 in Minnesota. I mean, he's had a great year a year ago, and he's having another one this year. And Matthew Stafford is just playing the best football of any quarterback in the league. He's 7-2 as well. They've had a really great start to this season. First half of the year has to go to the Rams, in my opinion, on how well they've played. Who do you like in this big game?
Yeah, line opened up 2.5. It's up to 3. Early action is really heavily tilted on Seattle. Right around 65% of the public money is on Seattle. So that should scare you a little bit if you're looking to back the Seahawks, even though they have looked great on the season. Man, I mean, it should be a great game to watch, but I kind of like the Rams here. Seattle has struggled with ball security. They're ranked 24th in turnover margin, while the Rams come in 4th. So add the fact that Seattle's pass defense is really banged up as well. I think this game's tailor-made for Matt Stafford to have a big game here against that banged-up pass defense. I like the Rams here. Anything under a field goal, I think they're going to be putting some points up on the board as well if you want to go over 48. But I think the Rams are the better team, and Seattle is banged up on that under pass defense.
This is an interesting one, too, because San Francisco is still in the playoff hunt right now. They're 6-4. They're getting Brock Purdy. This Arizona Cardinal team, I can't figure them out, man. They lose games by like a point, 2 points. They're good, but are they good? I mean, Parcells says you are what your record is. That's 3-6, but every time I watch them play, I see a good football team here. So Purdy's back, and the Niners are favored by 3 in this ball game. It's 48.5. So who do you think they cover? Do you think the 49ers take care of business with Purdy back in charge?
It's a tough game to bet because both teams are wounded or banged up heading into Sunday. I mean, they got injuries all over the place, both these teams. The line opened up 49ers -1. It's up to 3 with the news that Purdy's playing, but I don't know if he's that much of an upgrade, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So far, all the early action in the U.S. and offshore market is on San Francisco, right around 75% of the tickets. So, I never want to be on the public side. You got a divisional home dog catching, field goal at home. It's always tempting. Arizona ranks 11th in turnover margin. 49ers rank, I think, dead last or 31st. So they've had an issue holding on to the football. I kind of lean Arizona. I haven't bet the game yet. I lean Arizona, but if I do bet the game, I'll give it out on Twitter at Philly Godfather. So just, pay attention to the Twitter account.
So the Ravens have a chance to square their record up at 4-5. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they were 1-5 at one point. And so they now have a chance to go to 5-5 on the season. And betting odds are now that they're going to win the AFC North. The Browns don't really have much to offer right now. I mean, obviously, they're playing for the April 2026 draft right now. I mean, I have no idea where they're going. They're 7.5-point dogs are the Browns in this game. Is this a big Lamar game? Do they get to 500? And that team gets in the playoffs. That's another one of those scary teams.
Yeah, and we talked about it either last week or the week before. I think you could have laid like -140 for the Ravens to win the North. And now you got to lay 270. So the odds makers are expecting the Ravens to go on a run here. When it comes to this game, you got divisional opponents at home catching over a touchdown, which makes you take a deep look into the Browns. But there's no way I'm investing in that team. I mean, that offense has got to be one of the worst in the NFL. And the Ravens look like they got their mojo back. I know Lamar's dealing with some knee soreness.
Yeah,
but he's expected to play. The safest way to bet this is to bet the Ravens in the teaser, get him down to -0.5. But if he looks 100% healthy to start the game, you can even bet them live and lay the 7.5 points if you think he's going to be mobile enough, because the Browns do have one of the better pass rushes in the NFL. The Ravens have won 3 in a row. They're healthy. They're making a push for the division. I think the Ravens are the right side here. Get them down to a touchdown, -7, or maybe tease them down to -0.5 point, but they're definitely the right side here.
Boy, if you would have told me that this game is everything for the Chiefs, they're at 5-4, and if the Broncos win, they're going to run their record to 9-2 in the AFC West. There's no chance the Chiefs catch them. I mean, this is real. I mean, who would have thought? Bo Nix, and it's in Denver at Mile High. It's a must game for Kansas City, no, because if the playoffs were to start right now, right, Kansas City's on the out of the playoffs. They're not in the playoffs, and I hate betting against 15. I get it. I mean, he's tough to do this, but is this Bo Nix in Denver's game here? I think they're 3.5-point dogs in this game. Am I right?
Yeah, anywhere from 3.5 to 4-point underdogs. Totals at 45, and even though the Chiefs are on the outside looking in for the playoffs right now, they're the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl still, which boggles my mind a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, it's nuts, but I guess they're expecting Kansas City to go on a run here. 75% of the early action is on the Chiefs. So a lot of public money is all over Kansas City. The Chiefs are the healthier team. I think they hold like a +6 overall health score advantage over the Broncos here. Broncos are a little banged up on their pass defense, which should help Mahomes out a little bit. Offensively, the Chiefs definitely have the edge. And on the defensive side, the Broncos, they may have the best defense in the league, while Kansas City's defense has been mediocre at best this season. Broncos, when it comes to sack and pressure rate, number 1. Man, this is tough, man. The Broncos have how many? 3 more wins on the season. Laying 4 points seems like a lot of points here. But you know what? The Chiefs do have the better point differential in the season, even though the Broncos have more wins. Man, at -3, the line opened up 2.5. Now it went through that key number. Laying 4 points on the Chiefs, in Denver. Denver's got a big home field advantage. It's kind of tough. I guess if you can lay 3, if the game goes back to 3, maybe lay the Chiefs. But at that number, I just can't bet the game yet. I kind of do like the under though a little bit. So if you want to go under in this game, I think that has some more value, under 45. But if you want to buy the hook, get the Chiefs down to -3. It's kind of do or die for them. I guess the Chiefs are the right side, with the Broncos being a little banged up with their pass defense.
So right now, the Chiefs are still favored to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah. The odds makers haven't given up on them yet.
I see that. Before we get to the gigantic game on Sunday night, Cowboys and Raiders. Cowboys have a shot to go 4-5-1. They're still fighting in the room for a playoff. Raiders are sitting at 2-7. It's only 3.5. That just tells me. I don't know why I would lean on Raiders on this one here. I mean, right? I mean, I when I see a bad team get a low number, am I right when I say that's kind of where I'm going to go then? If I'm going to go over there, if you think that team is that close, 3.5. I mean, the Raiders have been a train wreck this year, and it's not a 4-point spread.
Yeah.
What do you got in this one, Cowboys or Raiders?
I really haven't looked too deeply into the game yet, but how do you not take the points with the home team like you just said? I mean, the Raiders are facing one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. Their defense is actually pretty good. I think their defense can make enough stops to cover the spread, and if Gino could get anything going on offense, I mean, they might even win the game here. But yeah, I haven't bet it yet, but at first glance, taking 3.5 with the home team here against one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, I kind of lean Raiders a little bit. I agree with you, Dan.
Here it is. Sunday Night Football. The 6-3 Detroit Lions against the 7-2 Philadelphia Eagles. A game that everyone has wanted to see for 2 years now. And if I'm not mistaken here, you hook me up here if I'm right here. I believe the Eagles are 2.5-point favorites in this football game going into this. What do you like, and who do you like in this ball game Sunday night?
The line's 2.5 and 3, depending on which sports book you use. The total's at 46.5, which feels kind of light here. You can't argue with success, and the Eagles are 7-2, and some people say they're doing it with mirrors. I mean, Sirianni's got some kind of magic because even though they're tied for the best record in the NFC, they have the 4th best point differential in the NFC, and the Lions actually have a better point differential than the Eagles here. But Eagles kind of been getting lucky a little bit. They've been catching teams that have been banged up, like the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Rams, and Packers. All good teams, all teams they've beaten. But when they faced them, they had a much higher health advantage score. And this holds true again this weekend. I mean, this pass defense for Detroit's really, really banged up.
And Laporta's out too, the tight end.
That hurts. Yeah, that hurts. But, this Lions team is probably the best offense they're going to face all season. I think they're second in points per game, and probably number 2 or number 3 in yards per play. And the 3 times the Eagles have played against a team that ranked in the top 10 in yards per play offensively, I think it was the Cowboys, the Rams, and the Chiefs. I mean, those games came down to the wire, and it took a miracle to beat the Rams. So teams that can put points on the board have given the Eagles some issues this year. The whole world's betting the Eagles so far. I looked at the bet splits, right around 75% of the action is on Philly early. That might change by kickoff, but man, this one's a tough one. At -3, I kind of lean towards Detroit a little bit. You're going to take an underdog here, +3, that can put points up on the board. They can score on anyone's defense. But I like the over better. If you get over 46 on the game, I think the over.
You think they're over on the? You would take the over?
Yeah, over 46 here. I think the Eagles put up some points. I think Detroit puts up some points. I like the over in Jalen Hurts passing yards. I think A.J. Brown, I think he's going to be open a lot in this football game if you want to bet him anytime touchdown. This way he quiets down a little bit. And, maybe over in Jared Goff touchdown passes as well. There are 3 props that I'm looking at right now. But I kind of like Detroit a little bit +3 because of their offense. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles win the game. I mean, Detroit's pass defense is so banged up.
I want to take you to a few college games here because I think we're now starting to get in, and teams are starting, and like Notre Dame has been, now you have to start playing playoff football
Yeah.
Not that they haven't played it really after week 3. I mean, because, they started out 0-2. Boy, I like this Pitt team this weekend. And Notre Dame is 12.5-point favorites in this ball game. But that freshman quarterback that Pitt has, he can play. This is an early ball game against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has no leeway. That 12.5 points in that Pitt team, boy, Pitt's pretty decent going into this game. They're ranked number 22nd, by the way, by the selection committee in the playoff poll. Who do you like in this one? Do they cover?
Line opened up 11.5. It's up to 12.5. The whole world's betting Notre Dame. You could see this line go to 14 by kickoff. The total was 56.5. It's down to 53.5. So there's some sharp money betting the under. I'm hoping this line keeps climbing so I can take Pittsburgh. I'm with you here, man. They got a legit defense. I think they're ranked like top 10 in opponent yards per play. They got 7 wins on the season. I think they lost one game in OT, and they lost the other one in Louisville by like a touchdown, which was a close game. They're playing some good football. They won 5 in a row. I think Pitt beat Florida State this season.
Yep.
As long as they don't get killed with turnovers, I mean, their defense is good enough to keep them within 2 touchdowns. I like Pittsburgh here. I would wait. Yep. I think that line's going to go up, and their defense is legit, and they probably cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh in that game too. Here's another one. Here's a playoff implication. Alabama loses. They're out of the playoff, in my opinion, because that's 2 losses and a crappy loss to FSU. You got Oklahoma, and they're rolling into Tuscaloosa. And look at the number here. Bama's only favored by 6.5 in this ball game, in this game here. So this is anytime I think you're in a touchdown window, boy, I'll tell you what, that's a turnover game to me. One turnover could change that whole thing. What do you like in this one? It's a pretty tough one. This is another one of those playoff games because if Bama loses, that's 2 losses on the season. They'd be in trouble to make the playoff.
Yeah. But they'll find a way to get in there if 2 losses, I think. But this line opened up 6.5. It shot up to 7.5, but then some sharp money came in, and they took Oklahoma plus 7.5, plus 7. Numbers down to 6.5. I see it as low as 5.5 in a couple shops. So there's some real sharp money in Oklahoma. Totals anywhere from 45.5 to 46. Scares me a little bit. Alabama's been tough at home this year. I think their average margin of victory at home is like 17 points at Saban Field over their last 4 games against who they played. They played Wisconsin, Vandy, Tennessee, and LSU. But laying 7 points, it feels kind of heavy here, man. I kind of like the Sooners. I mean, their defense and their pass rush, one of the best in college football. I think they can stay within that 7-point, margin. I like Oklahoma here, plus 7, plus 6.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Here's the last one here, and here's another playoff game. It's Texas versus Georgia. If Texas loses, that's loss number 3, plus they've got A&M in 2 weeks. So they're done here, man. I think they're going to have 4 losses on the season. And it's only 6.5, though, that Georgia's favored in this ball game. This is an Arch Manning game. If Arch Manning can really save his season here with these next couple weeks, right? With A&M and with beating Georgia, if Texas can do it. Do you think Texas can go into Georgia and win this ball game?
It's going to be tough, man. This line opened up 5.5. It's up to 6.5. Totals of 49.5. It's tough. It's actually tough betting on Georgia this year because they're just 4-5 against the Vegas number, even though they only have 1 loss on the season. They just really haven't made anyone any money. They rank 70th in turnover margin, and that's probably a major reason why they haven't covered these football games, even though they've won most of them. But I think the Bulldogs are right side here, -6. Texas is the more desperate team, but they've underperformed all season. They let me down. Archie Manning hasn't played as well as I thought he was going to be. Gunnar Stockton has actually outplayed him all season. Texas has had some issues scoring in crucial moments like they did against Ohio State and a couple other teams. If you do like Texas, though, you probably want to bet them in the first half plus 3.5. Georgia's, they started slow all season. I think they trailed in like 4 or 5 games this year against Tennessee, Mississippi, Auburn, and Alabama at halftime. So they really start off slow. And I think against Florida, the game was tied. What was it, 10-10 or something like that? So if you do like Texas, maybe bet them in the first half. But, Georgia's a second half team. I think this, I think the playoff hopes are done this week for Texas.
I got one last question for you. I got my Heisman vote today. And I'm going to go by what you say here. I've got 2 votes that I have to do now and in a couple weeks. Is it the kid from Indiana that should win the Heisman?
He's got the second best odds. What's his name, Mendoza? But I like him over that kid from Ohio State. Yeah, I think he's I think he's the Heisman Trophy winner this year, man.
Indiana.
Yeah.
I've got to put that on my ballot. A guy from Indiana, a Hoosier, not a hoop player, is going to win the Heisman Trophy. And the guy who's from Miami, and we didn't get him. Unbelievable. Hey, tell the folks where they can find you, my good friend.
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather. The website's thephillygodfather.com. And if you want to pick up a copy of the hottest selling book in 2025, go to phillybook.com. I'll send you an autographed copy. Or if you want to go to Amazon, they'll send it out the next day.
It's go Sooners, baby. Go Sooners. How you doing? All right. Hey, Godfather, we will see you next week. Thank you, brother.
Good luck, guys.
You got it. See that there right there? Like a Barry Switzer right there, baby. To a great player and our friend. Look at that. There you go. Have a great weekend. We will see you Sunday for the pregame show. If not, we'll see you Monday going 2 to 6. Should be a great football weekend, man, both college and pro. Have a great one. Hit the like button on the way out, and we shall see you. Big Joe and Xander, thank you. We'll see you on the flip side.